Welcome to the Vault Excel. This is Queen. Yes, I decided to go in the belly of the beast and talk about true crime since it is May 15th, 2026. On June 15th, 2021, a little girl by the name of Summer Wells went missing. And we're going to discuss it, and I have a guest, Miss Sue. We're going to talk about this case and chop it up. Feel free to hit the link in the chat to join us on panel. Please be respectful to the host, the guests, and the viewing audience. Welcome all new subscribers. Thank you for the views. The Queen is now over 16,500 plus subscribers. Take it away, Sue.
Hi everybody. Just gonna recap a little bit on Summer Wells. Actually, a month from today is going to be 5 years she's been missing. Too long. And I'm hoping that some new things.
Thank you, no perspective. Thank you, sweetie. Well, they're going to get a new sheriff in town. Do you think that'll help the case?
I hope so.
Do you know anything about? Do you know about the upcoming sheriff?
A little bit about him. I guess he doesn't start till August, but.
Well, what do you know about him?
Well, he's from the area, and he's wanting to turn a lot of things over and have the community of Hawkins County start being more involved in things. And he said he was very going to be helping with the Summer Wells case.
Good. Well, I'm going to ask you this. Do you believe he will be a positive instrument to the community and also helping find Summer?
I do. I guess I have to have that hope that he does.
That he does right.
Ronnie Larson that they're not.
That he don't have no secrets.
Not that I know of.
Well, I'm just saying, you're hoping he don't got no secrets, what I'm saying.
Exactly, yeah.
Him ain't got no skeletons in the closet.
Well, time will tell.
Time will tell. So we're looking at almost 5 years. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
He's a younger guy.
Younger, yeah, I was wondering about that. If he was younger or not. Okay. Let's talk about the father, Don Wells. He had an altercation, I think, a couple months ago with some YouTuber at some function. I'm just learning about it because I don't keep up with what the Wells do. They have no consequence to me. What was that dispute about? Do you know?
Not sure what it was, but it was at Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
What started the argument? They were putting up Christmas trees for the kids.
Thank you, no perspective. Yeah.
And Don and Candace showed up, and I guess Jinky and a couple other people there said he'd come there to start trouble. That's all I know.
What do you think he did? What do you think that he saw somebody he didn't like from YouTube and then decided to go on from there?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
But then I heard he starts, tearing down all Summer's flyers all over.
Let's talk about that. Why would a parent who cares about their missing child tear down flyers?
I don't know, he must have been angry about something. Like he can't stand to see him in his face anymore.
Right. So that's number one. He's still in mourning, and she's just a reminder of what went wrong on that fateful day. Number two, he was angry at that lady because she was putting up flyers near the house or on his home and property, which you know that is private property. Nobody should be venturing on the Wells property because it's not right. Now, of course, if you want to put flowers on that little bench out there or some mementos, that's fine, but you're still venturing on the private property.
Right. Well, he was doing it all over town. On Ben Hill and those other in town. Any ones that he could find, he was tearing them down.
Very interesting.
And then,
so that's even more crazy. Not near his own house, but just anywhere he saw the flyers of his daughter. That would lead me to believe that he has some type of issue with his own child. What do you think?
No, that's what I thought.
Well, talk to us, Don.
Anger. There was an anger when he was taking them down.
Well, he's an angry person. Do you agree?
Oh yeah.
And so one would question, why are you tearing down posters in other places of your child? Is it because you're angry that your child's missing? Are you angry that you know what happens to your child and you're covering up a lie, a crime? Or you're grieving and she's a reminder of what went wrong June 15, 2021?
Could be all the above.
Mm-hmm. Or it could be you know something and she's a reminder of what the hell you know. How about that?
Yeah.
Because he has not represented himself to me as a caring, loving parent human being. He is very racist. He uses racial slurs. He used them on live streams. He came to YouTube trying to spin a narrative. Candace always stayed quiet until she decided to find her voice and started talking to people on YouTube. To me, he's disrespectful. And my thing is, you're also parents. He's blamed the Department of Human Services for kidnapping. Nobody kidnapped your kid. You willingly gave your fucking kids up, and that's my opinion. You had one child missing. Something happened to where they stepped in and came and got your kids, or you placed them with them. He's never going to tell us the truth if he actually placed his kids with the state. You all have bad history with dealing with the Department of Human Services in other states. Both of you are tainted, have issues with drugs and alcohol, have problems with taking care of children and keeping custody of said children. And I'm supposed to believe what exactly? That you're a caring person and caring parent. Hell no, I don't.
Yeah.
Hell no. They have history of repeating itself. What I've always said about the whales, they are the perfect example of 6 degrees of separation. People meeting people to exact and wreak havoc. What are the odds? Both of these people have the same diabolical history of abuse, mental abuse, drug addiction, alcohol, children being taken from the state, domestic abuse, to then get together, make children, one goes missing, and the other 3 boys go into the state's care. You can't make that up.
Candace too.
Now, one of the sons is an adult now, I would assume. Do you think that child is going to reach out to the Wells?
Pardon me?
One of the sons is an adult or should be an adult this year. Do you think he will reach out to the Wells?
I hope not, but I don't know.
Should he? Should he reach out?
I heard that he was. I don't know how much he.
I can't hear you, sweetheart.
Maybe he would want to reach out. Maybe he would want to reach out and help us find the sister.
Well, how's he going to help find the sister and the daddy's tearing down the posters?
Yeah, that's right.
Do you think he still loves his parents?
I think they all probably, you always love your parents, but if there was, I don't even want to say it, essay involved in some of this, I'm sure he's got some issues. All those kids do.
No, say what you're going to say, but use it in a YouTube-friendly manner.
Essay, you mean?
Yes. You think the boys were essayed by the parents?
I don't know. I do.
Yeah, just speak freely, but in a diplomatic fashion. You think the children were essayed by the parents?
Yes.
All of them?
I don't know about all of them, but I'm sure a couple, 3 of them.
A couple.
I think they were.
A couple or 3 of them. Damn.
Well, there's 3 of them. There's 3 boys.
Yeah, and it's 1 girl.
Yeah.
Well, you can be a dual offender now.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope. I know 2 of the boys are together in a very nice home.
Mm-hmm.
I'm say, the other boy, I guess, is
The oldest.
still up for adoption. I don't know.
The oldest one?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that. In foster care, it is hard for older children to get adopted. Frankly, it's hard for many ages to get adopted if they're not infants. People want infants because they can conform them. I hate to even use the word train them. You can't train damn near a 5-year-old to do this, do that, put that down, stop. You understand where I'm going?
Oh, yeah.
Because children have identities at small ages. You get an 8-year-old, 10-year-old that's been through the ringer with abuse and this and that. They're combative. They've got issues. And a lot of people just ain't signed up to deal with it. But what we find out a lot of times is that even when they're young, such as infants, eventually they start showing signs that something's wrong with them. And they've been in the care with their new parents for some time. Imagine that.
Yeah.
It's like it's genetics.
The cycle.
A cycle. Genetics.
The cycle needs to be, yeah. And that's why I was happy to hear that the boys are doing okay, that they broke the cycle, hopefully.
But you hope they broke it. What if they did?
I don't know. That's all I know. Summer saved her brothers.
Yeah. And see, what have I talked about on this network about tragedy bringing forward the truth to certain things? That something bad has to happen for there to be a revelation. And I think that's what happened with Summer. I've said it also in the Nancy Guthrie case, that sometimes something bad has to happen for the truth to be revealed more than one time. So there have been some foolishness with these whales. Children taken, one missing, could be homicide. But to free them in the meanwhile of what the fuck was going on with them, with their parents. Because these people have bad history of child abuse, child neglect, DHS being in their business. And I think it's disrespectful for this heathen to say somebody stole his kids. Nobody stole your kid. You had a protocol to follow to keep your kids, Mr. Wells. And you and your wife chose not to, because this is what you all have been doing all your life. You're fuck ups. And that's all you know. You're living up there on the hill in some dusty ass concrete box. You don't got doors on the damn rooms. Children didn't have no privacy. The boys living next to a kitchen. Anybody can walk in the front door, see them changing their clothes. That's inappropriate. They didn't care. And then these are the same people that's always crying wolf. I see it all the time. The misfits that love to say, they did it. They did it. That's why I'm locked up. That's why I drink. That's why I get high. No, you'll get high because you want to. You drink because you want to. You want to be mad at the world and have a bad attitude. That's on you. You can't talk about God, but you don't want to give it to God. Come on with it, Queen. Preach.
Always somebody else's fault.
Always somebody else's fault. Amen. Hello, Dukes. Always somebody else's fault. Let's imagine these children decide to reach out to the wells and they're grown. Imagine going up on that hill to see they're still living the same damn way the children left. Who the hell want to go back to that? Only a crazy person.
Yeah, and a lot of people help them fix up that house and everything, giving them money, and it's worse than it was. After they're gone.
Girl, you're fool. Whoa, listen. That time Krista Dun went up there. I said, listen. Ain't no way in the hell I would let Christopher the Dunner come up in my house and it looked the way it looked. Satan's a liar. You ain't coming up here and shame me because I'm shaming my damn self.
Exactly.
The hell if I will.
She let him come in and
you
to to them it was normal.
But exactly. And remember when Chris was trying to go down that little coop under the kitchen, under the kitchen floor, and he's looking like, how you get down here? Oh, well, Don's big. He can make it. I said, Satan, I'm done. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Uh-uh.
I think that was a hiding place.
They lived down there, Sue. No, don't start no mess.
Okay.
They had beds down there.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, so what you mean hide? It was made that way, sweetheart. You can see it was made that way.
I know, but okay.
No, tell me what you think. No, tell me what you think.
Well, I just go back to look at Summer's bedroom. It was a dungeon.
Okay, but tell me why you're saying it was a hiding place.
There were things going on down there in that secret cubbyhole going down in the basement. God's right me if I'm wrong, but that's how I feel.
Where you going, downstairs? Where you going? I'm going downstairs. Well, how the hell you fitting down there? Y'all don't mind me. Queen is feeling kind of good tonight. But it's ridiculous to go down there, like you said, and it's a concrete box down there. To me, it's a makeshift house. Let's keep it real. Yeah. It's a makeshift house. Matter of fact, while we was talking about me going to see the scary movie years ago, and one of the Halloweens, that's how she hid downstairs with the GUNs and her daughter. They had that makeshift stair landing up under a countertop. Shut your mouth. And so guess what? When I saw Christmas done, go down here, I said, this is a version of Halloween. What the hell is this? The hell is this nonsense here? You got to shimmy your way down some a cubby hole. It's scary to think anybody would want to shimmy their way down a narrow pathway to lie down for rest. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You should have cut that in a normal fashion if you wanted to have a downstairs.
I still think it was a hidden room. I mean, if you walk in there and didn't know it.
Okay, but think about this. That house has been sitting up there a long time, sweetheart. So who would have made it a hidden room? Think about what you're saying now.
Oh, that's true.
That's not Don's domain. That house belonged to his mother, if I'm not mistaken. So for all we know, that house was like that before Don had children.
Yeah.
Do you believe? Go ahead, sweetheart. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, yeah, you're right there.
Do you believe Don and Candace are culprits in the disappearance of their child?
Oh, yes.
What do you think happened on that fateful day?
Well, I have two theories. And one of them that she was, an accident happened. And it was a cover-up.
An accident by whom? By what means?
Sure. Somebody, I think an accident happened up at their house.
Mm-hmm. Elaborate.
It was told, and as I'm reading it wrong, that she did make it home. Because they seen her after the swimming hole at Sonic. And then she was in that car propped up with those milk jugs. But that don't mean she made it home. A Sonic and your house are two different places. In the car, up on the milk jugs is two different places. Who saw her get out the car and walk in her house? Nobody. And that's why I would like to hear from the children. What did you see the day your mother returned home? That's the key to this story, and I don't care what nobody say. Me too.
Because exactly. They could say my mother pulled up with or without my sister. They can say we ran off in the woods and played hopscotch. She fell, hit her head, called mama. They covered it up, dumped the body, she disappeared. We were told a lie. Shut your mouth.
But then sometimes I think she was sold. After 5 years over my two theories.
Sold to whom?
Some predator. Human trafficking.
Now, let's talk about this place that you want to take Queen next month. No, we're going to talk about it because they don't know when I'm going to pop up and show up because I'm not going to tell nobody where I go and when I go. So it don't matter.
Okay. Well, the Van Hill is about 10 minutes from the wells.
Okay.
And TBI, FBI, Hawkins County all did, I say a couple months ago, did a big raid up there. They were up there for a long time with a lot of cop cars, detective cars. They were doing a search. They did a big search there. We never heard anything out of it from TBI or anybody or what they were looking for, but they said it had a lead. They had a lead, and a good lead, because they had to get a warrant to, go over that property. And we haven't heard nothing. So, it must have been pretty good lead because, they got, to get a warrant is hard. They have to have some kind of evidence, and they were looking for Summer, or something to do with Summer. And they're all tied in together, I think.
What's all tied in?
And something working with, if something happened to Summer, somebody might have helped them, or helped Candace.
But that's dangerous asking people for help because it's too easy for people to talk.
Yeah. Well, you just ask, I guess, one person and pay them. I don't know. And then this grandma, you don't hear nothing from Grandis. Not a word. She's not far from where I live. She's up in Wisconsin here.
Okay. I'm trying to find something pertaining to. Let's go to this right here. Hold on. WBIR is. Oh, it's not going to let me do it because I have to do it on the phone. This is 5 months ago. WKRN News 2 is the source. Thank you, Jordan.
The missing girl will not speak to press after a recent search. 5-year-old Summer Wells disappeared from her home in Hawkins County in June 2021. On social media, the group Find Summer Wells explains the parents are waiting for news from the TBI. The statement goes on to say, quote, otherwise, it is just more drama and stirred pain, so there is nothing to say. Thank you to law enforcement's continued work to solve Summer's case. Agents recently searched Greene County after years of fading leads. There's still an active Amber Alert for Summer.
That was 5 months ago. So why would they be in Greene? Why would they be? Listen, but why would they be in Greene County? Make it make sense.
And the Wells didn't even do anything. They're searching and they never caught or anything.
Apps, these shorts and stuff won't play. I'm going live on this other device. It won't. I can't put that on. I can't find anything.
And I guess time flies. And 5 months ago.
Yeah, what was 5 months ago?
Wow. That search?
Deduct 5 months from now. It's May. Huh?
that search was 5 months ago.
Well, I'm just saying, Greene County is not in the address where you're talking about. Greene County, unless that is Greene County, Rogersville. Maybe I'm wrong. No, that's Hawkins County. Hawkins County is not Greene County, so that's a whole different jurisdiction.
Well, it's 10 miles away from the wells. That's all I know.
Yeah, but I'm saying Hawkins County is not Greene County. This commentary I played said Greene County.
Oh, okay, okay. Is
Yeah.
that off of Van Hill?
Listen, Greene County is not Hawkins County. So where they're talking about in this commentary, that's not even the same county. Are you not following what I'm saying?
I am. I just
They're probably talking about somewhere else, unless the 10 miles you're talking about goes into Greene County. That's what I'm saying.
that's pretty close, I think.
So I'm trying to find content of where they searched, and that's coming up on YouTube. It's just everybody else's. It's all other people news videos. I mean, other people YouTubers videos. It's nothing from the news in my search engine, which I find very strange.
Search. How would you say it? Search on Van Hill Road,
Well, here.
GBI.
Well, let me do that. Because I'm in Summer Wells and it should come up. Everything is going into the shorts, and I'm live on this device. I can't cut the live to search it. You understand what I'm saying? To play it. Look at all these videos. How long it's taking me to get back to damn home? 50,000 videos. Okay, let's see. It cleared.
There's a couple of your friends on. I want you to tell them to come on up.
Oh, they don't like to come out. Everybody likes to just listen.
Okay. I understand that.
I don't. How about that? I don't understand. People don't understand. It helps keep the continuity going for other people talk.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk all the time.
So do you think this will be solved someday?
I don't know.
I know.
I have no idea. No idea. Wait, give me a few minutes, everybody. I'm trying to search this. This is very strange. Nothing is coming up. Still, everybody else's commentary. It's not the news. I don't want other people's commentary.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's everybody else's.
Yeah, I don't want other people's commentary. I'd rather have it from the news.
Cannot believe that was 5 months ago.
Yeah.
This TBI.
So what's today? Let's see, January, February, March, April, May. So that would have been December.
I guess they did soil samples too there.
What do you think about Jody Sue? Do you think she knows something?
I think she's just a, I don't know. Did you say, do I think she's involved?
To know something. She hung around if she knows something.
I think she does. I think a lot of them know something.
And a lot of who was that?
All the people up on Beach Creek.
Let's go back 11 months, okay?
Was last seen. 5-year-old Summer Wells was
Hold on one second, everybody. Welcome to the Vod Excel. Hello, everyone. We're just taking a deep dive into the Summer Wells case. We're approaching 5 years that she's been missing from Robertsville, Tennessee.
This weekend marks 4 years since a Hawkins County girl was last seen. 5-year-old Summer Wells was reported missing from her home on Ben Hill Road in the Beach Creek community on June 15th, 2021. On your left, the photo shared by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation when the Amber Alert was issued. On your right, an age-progressed photo released 2 years ago of what she may look like. News Channel 11's Ansley Daniels spoke with Summer's father, Don Wells, as the 4-year mark of his daughter's disappearance approaches.
Nearly 4 years ago, 5-year-old Summer Wells disappeared from her home here in Hawkins County. It's believed that she walked out of this door and hasn't been seen since. And today, there are still no answers as to where she could be.
It's 4 years too long. My thoughts and feelings haven't changed. I mean, it's been heartbreak, continual heartbreak for the past 4 years.
This very yard is one of the last places Dawn Wells' daughter Summer was known to be.
We love and miss her very much. I wish that she could come home very much because she was kind of the bossy boss around here. We just miss our children. We had 4 children running around here like crazy.
The then 5-year-old has been at the center of an Amber Alert since June 15th of 2021. Crews searched the Beach Creek community for weeks, with law enforcement receiving numerous tips that never panned out.
We haven't talked to them in a long time. We let Christian Surety, our private detectives, deal with TBI, Hawkins County. I don't know, anyway, it's just better that they do that.
These signs all throughout the Beach Creek community are a sign of hope that Summer Wells could still come home nearly 4 years after she disappeared from her home on Ben Hill Road.
It's very bad, and then when you add the social media pressure, the saying that we're suspects or whatever, that just adds to it, and it's kind of living a nightmare.
Summer's mother, Candace, has only spoken to us on camera once. She declined to be a part of this interview minutes before we started recording.
She wanted to, but all that fear started creeping up, of what happened, in the beginning with the social media and everything, hunting us down everywhere we go, and trying to basically ruin us everywhere we go. And she's just having nightmares.
After Summer's disappearance, the Wells' 3 oldest boys were put into Department of Children's Services custody, with Dawn and Candace eventually signing their rights over.
We haven't received any updates from them, no contact. In fact, they deleted the phone number, blocked my phone. As soon as we got out that case, signed their children over.
And still today, one word describes their entire situation.
Sue, what are you doing?
Coming in the house.
So I hear you wrestling. I want you to listen to what they're saying.
I am.
Okay, just listen to what he just said. Hold on a minute.
The Department of Children's Services custody, with Dawn and Candace eventually signing their rights over.
We haven't received any updates from them, no contact. In fact, they deleted the phone number, blocked my phone. As soon as we got out that case, signed their children over.
And still today, one word describes.
They blocked our number as soon as we signed the kids over. Exactly.
Well, they don't want to be bothered.
You said it.
There was.
He said it out his own mouth. We signed the kids over. Because they can't sign the kids over. You have to sign your kids over. So see, this is what happens with people who lie. You're trying your best to deceive people and spin a narrative about one, the disappearance of your child. You're spinning a narrative about DHS. It says it right here. They blocked us after paperwork was signed because they were done. They don't have no reason to deal with you. You signed your kids over or they took the kids. Play it again.
After they deleted
They took-
the
they
phone
took-
number,
Listen.
they blocked my phone. As soon as we got off that, case and signed our children over.
And still today, one word describes their entire situation.
It's heartbreaking.
In Hawkins County, Ansley Daniel, News Channel 11.
The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation declined to comment about the ongoing search for Summer Wells. The Hawkins County Sheriff's Office didn't respond to our request. Anyone who may have information on the whereabouts of Summer Wells is asked to call the TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND.
So years ago, you signed your boys over, which would have been 2021. Then this commentary would have been 2025. Make it make sense. You're trying to blame these people, but you are the reason for the season. Yet you still want to blame YouTubers and the news and whomever. This is what these heathens don't understand. You are a problem person. You have been a problem before anybody knew who you are. We didn't know you from a can of paint. You put this narrative out here with this missing kid. And then you want to blame people. You want to blame the state. Tell people, oh, you need to voice your opinion to DHS. I don't need to voice my opinion to no damn body. I don't need to call the Department of Human Services about the fuck you didn't want to raise your kid. You didn't take care of your damn kids. You have a history of giving up your damn kids. So what am I going to call the Department of Human Services in Tennessee to say about Don Wells and Candace Wells? Then you got this woman, she don't want to do interviews because she got nightmares and she got this. She ain't got nightmares when she's going live, filming herself talking about the church and God and this. You two are ridiculous to me. And anybody aiding them, take it up for them. You just like them. You cut from the same damn cloth. You're irresponsible. You don't have no empathy. You don't care about nothing. I said it. Come for me. Because I can back mine up.
I can't have a hard time listening to his voice.
Because he's a crybaby. Because this is what Don Wells has done his whole life. Is cry wolf. Woe is me. He got a story and a fable for every situation. It's always somebody else's fault. When they took your boys, you're supposed to fight to get them back unless you sign papers over to get rid of them. See, Don Wells and Candy ain't gonna tell you the truth. That's why she don't want to do no interviews. And she allows him to be the microphone. And I find it very strange that he's still the microphone when he wasn't the one that was home when the child went missing. Make it make sense.
Nope. He's covering for her. Each other.
Or each other, exactly. Because you can't say which one. They're both to me diabolical. I don't give a damn what nobody say. I don't trust neither one.
Well, let's see what happens the next year.
The next year?
Well, I mean, it'd be 5 years. And with this new guy coming in, maybe something good will come out of it. I don't know. So,
We're going to play some
What do
more
you think?
commentary pertaining to the news. This was uploaded 5 months ago.
Continuing to follow TBI's statement of a new lead the agency followed up on in the search for Summer Wells.
It happened at the 3500 block of Van Hill Road, not far off from where Summer was last seen over 4 years ago. News Channel 11's Nancy Daniel has followed up on this new information as the Amber Alert for Summer still remains active.
This is Van Hill Road. It's about 9.5 miles from the Wells family home on Ben Hill Road, where Summer was reported missing. As you can see, there are posters here with her information on them. And last week, law enforcement conducted a search on this road in the 3500 block. It's about 2 miles back from where I'm standing here. It's very similar to Beach Creek, as the homes are spread out and there is a lot of land. It's also close to the Greene County line. We did reach out to Dawn and Candace after the TBI confirmed a recent search in their daughter's case. They said they do not want to be interviewed as they are waiting to hear more from the TBI and quote, otherwise it is just more drama and stirred paint. So there was nothing to say, end quote. We reached out to Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson too and have yet to hear back. We also stopped by his office today and were told that he wasn't in. The TBI couldn't tell us what the tip about Summer was that led them here to Van Hill Road, or if anything came of it. In Hawkins County, Ansley Daniel, News Channel 11.
So I finally found it. Okay. So, Van Hill Road, 10 miles away from Ben Hill Road. Tip was called in to TBI. Nobody wants to talk, which I find suspicious. The family don't want to talk because it ain't nothing but drama, blah, blah, blah. What led authorities to Van Hill Road? What did they find? Who was the person that called in the tip? What was the information that led to the tip? Was it a human? Was it data? What was it pertaining to Summer Wells? Do these people have any involvement in the disappearance of Summer Wells? Do they know anything? Did they aid anybody? Did they store the child there? Did they take the kid there, kidnap the kid, took her there? What, why, who? See, let me tell you something. When you find people that don't want to be engaging in a case, that tells me you know something. He gonna say, well, we don't got nothing to say because it's drama. No, motherfucker, you're the drama. You're the damn drama. You and your wife are the drama. Or maybe you're the drama because you want to be the head knocker of everything. Okay? Now, also, not even a year ago, you say you ain't got nothing to say. The authorities ain't said nothing to you. I let my private investigator. How you paying? I mean, you barely work. So somebody's investigating your case for free, basically, because you ain't got no damn money. And Sue tells us that you ain't got that Subaru no more because you wrecked it. See, Queen don't keep up with your shenanigans because I have a life. I have better things to do with my time than worry about what the hell the Wells are doing up at He Holler. Oh, I don't talk to the authorities about my child. So you tearing down posters, you cussing out YouTubers. You don't want to talk to the news. You don't want to talk to this person, that person about your missing child because you threw your hands up because I believe you know exactly where your child is. So you can play these reindeer games. I don't want to talk to this one. I don't want to talk to this one. I got a PI. He can do the talking. Blah, 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 blah. Man, miss me with this damn nonsense. And truthfully, this is the perfect setup for a child to go missing or a human to go missing out in the middle of nowhere. When you see the houses, they're so spread out from other houses, no sidewalks, no street lamps. It's the perfect setup for a crime. Yes, it is.
No Wi-Fi.
Let's talk about the Wi-Fi, shall we?
Yeah.
When Sue and I went to Rogersville last year to visit this bench with old stuff on it pertaining to Summer Wells, we didn't have no Wi-Fi connection at that house, and we didn't have no Wi-Fi connection in the general area. So what I'd like to know, Don, when you were going live and talking to these YouTubers and calling people niggers and all of that, how was you going live? I'll wait. And how were you talking to Candace that afternoon, evening with no Wi-Fi? Come on with Queen Preacher.
Yeah, I understand that.
Because I didn't go live at the bottom of that driveway. I had to record on my phone a video. No live. Okay, that guy just messaged me back about that car.
Oh, did he?
I'll read when I get off the live. Anyway, Don, Candace, you have any ideas how you all going live talking to Beanie and Susie and Ray Ray and Bubba when Queen was right there at the driveway and she couldn't get no reception or nothing? So I'm trying to figure out when she was calling you to tell you the little girl was missing, how did she call you? She called you directly from her phone through a phone number on the cell? Because I thought at one time you said y'all was talking on Messenger. Did you hear that?
I did
Mm-hmm.
all the way,
Mm-hmm. All the way.
from here, when he said he was at work on his way home, all the way.
All the way. So all the way we were talking on Messenger, but Queen couldn't go live on Wi-Fi.
Me either.
Mm-hmm. And I couldn't wait. And I couldn't wait to get from back there. Because I don't like being nowhere where it ain't enough of my kind. I said that.
And what I couldn't understand is when Candace said that was talking on her phone and she had thrown her phone in the back of Don's truck
Mm-hmm.
to go get her mom's phone because she couldn't get on call 911.
Mm-hmm.
Well, something like that. You can call 911 anywhere.
Mm-hmm. What did you say? Anywhere?
Well,
Guess what? You can call, I believe in 21, you can call 911 even when your phone ain't working. Come on, preach, Queen.
Yeah.
So, you got another device that you can Google that, Sue?
No. I got my iPad, I guess I can.
Google in 2021 in Tennessee, could you dial 911 with a non-working phone?
Okay.
Okay. All right, everybody, we're going to wait on these results, and I'm going to make a refresher. Shut your mouth. I keep trying to tell everybody, everything you need to know is at the beginning of a story. All you need to do is focus on what has been said and what has not been said. What has been done and what has not been done. We have a man doing all the talking, but was allegedly nowhere near the house and away at work. Doing all the talking to 911, news agents, got his son there. You should have never even had your son in the interview. The son looking down at the ground, that wasn't a place for a child. He don't know nothing allegedly. So what is he doing standing in front of a news camera with you, Don Wells? And you went to YouTube looking for attention because that's what you're about. You're a fame clout whore. You like attention. And then when it started going downhill and you realize, oh, some of these people on YouTube and the people chatting, they don't like me. Then it's their fault. And it's the state fault. So how many other people we gonna blame? We're gonna blame the governor, the mayor, the sheriff, city council for why you don't have your kids. We're going to blame the sheriff, the mayor, the butcher, the baker for why you and Candace like getting high and getting drunk. We're going to blame the sheriff, the mayor, DHS for why you didn't have your children in other states. Come on, preach, Queen. And then you mosey your little ass all the way down here to Tennessee to live in that damn concrete cave. Still, it's looking bad 11 months ago. What the fuck were you doing with the paint at the bottom where the door she allegedly came out of? How convenient. She came out of there. But then allegedly the door stayed locked. Or you had a sofa or something pushed up to it. So a child moved a whole sofa to come out of a door. Get your story right. She likes to swing in this swing. Well, how is she going to get around there unless she went out the front door? Did you find it, Sue?
Yeah, so you can.
So repeat it verbatim what it says.
Most smartphones can dial 911 even without an active carrier.
In 2021. Did you put in 2021?
2021, what's that?
Year.
Oh.
You need to put Android and smartphone to be specific. Because I don't like when people come here and start arguing with me about some bullshit.
Yeah, so you can call without service or it will let you call 911.
So let's say in 2021, you could call 911 without a phone. Candace,
without Wi-Fi.
it's all the same, ain't it?
She's full of lies.
Exactly. Why are you throwing a phone over here and over there when you can dial 911 without even a working service phone?
Here's this cheat talk.
It says under U.S. law, all wireless providers are required to connect emergency calls to dispatchers even from deactivated phones. Well, T, I like to be specific because people like to argue everything. So I don't like to put nothing out unless I have tried to Google it first to get the information. But thank you for that commentary. Because these people, anytime you talk about missing children, missing people, they'll argue any comment made. And Sue knows this. So that's why I wanted her to be specific in the year in the state of Tennessee. If you have an iPhone, Android, could you dial out of a non-working phone? So I'm going to go back to what I said. How were you all going live and talking to people on YouTube with no active Wi-Fi? Because we were there on the ground last year and our phones didn't work at the edge of that driveway. And I definitely didn't feel comfortable. Sue wanted to go, and I only went because Sue wanted to go. I live in Tennessee. I don't have no reason to go to Ben Hill, Van Hill, Sugar Hill. I don't give a fuck. I'm a black woman, and I'm going to tell you now, I already know ain't no black folks back up in there. So that's reason enough for me not to be there. 2, he's combative and he's racist. What the fuck I look like being out there at his house? I'm just keeping it real. I'm not that type of YouTuber that's wanting to do shit for clicks and views. I value my neck and throat and head. And I'm not here to say that Donnie Wells will do something to me. It's just common sense. You know how he is. So you go into his house, driveway, it's all the same. For what? See what I mean? I don't need no confrontation with that hillbilly.
Well, I guess it was tradition I started. I go to Tennessee every year to visit a friend. And I visit Queen. And there's churches up in that area I brought balloons and stuff. I don't have to go up on that hill. For summer.
Thank you, T-Talk. T-Talk says it applies in 2021.
Yeah.
So now that we have verification, you can make an emergency call from your phone. How were these people going live talking when we didn't have Wi-Fi? When we were there? And we have heard it from other people. We've heard it from TBI. We heard it from the people who were searching, that search group that was over there in Hawkins County, Greene County, whatever. They had to go to a certain area just to set up because there was no Wi-Fi. This is not made up.
Yeah.
So how were these people always on live streams talking to every time Dick and Harry on YouTube? Help the Queen understand.
I can't figure that out. I don't know. I know that when I go to...
Because they work for Satan. Satan can allow you to do stuff you couldn't normally do. Shut your mouth, Queen. I said that.
And I think some people can be. I don't know.
Did you hear what I just said?
No, I'm sorry.
I said Satan can allow you to do things you wouldn't normally be able to do on your own.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
It's sick. She's a pretty little girl. Pretty little girl. Pretty, just pretty face, eyes. All them children had that platinum blonde hair. And it's sad because, as I have always said on this network, none of us chose our parents. We didn't ask to be here. We didn't choose our parents. We didn't choose their attitudes, dispositions. We didn't choose how they raised us. We didn't choose where they raised us. And that's what people don't understand about having kids. We didn't choose you. So why you want to fuck up our life? That's why I don't like talking about children. Because there's so much disrespect with the people who are raising the children who weren't raising the children. Then you have all these cuckoo birds that come in with their 2 cents and their theories and crystal balls and shit. And Queen just ain't up for it. My tolerance level is low. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Nobody chose Don Wells and Candace Wells. Who the fuck would choose them as their parents? Nobody. Every dog, cat, donkey, monkey up there on that hill. Why? And we have seen this in Tennessee. They have said that about methamphetamines. They say every time we go to somebody's house to do a raid, to do an arrest, they always got animals. Exactly. Animals and children, and the house is a mess, the property's a mess. Come on with it, Queen. And then you look at that video I just played. That house don't look no better outside than it did when we first went up there with Dundunna. What is the problem? I don't want nobody to find out. I don't want nobody to call my job. You lucky to be breathing. What the hell are you talking about? God has blessed you to still have breath in you, Don Wells, Candace. That's all they do is cry and moan. And that's what guilty people do when they know they ain't living right and they ain't done right. They're always crying about something, want to blame everybody. It's the governor, it's the butcher, it's the president, it's the city council, it's DHS, it's the neighbor's fault, it's the church fault. Yeah, where that church at that used to fool with you? Where's that little smiling ass woman that was always in front of the fucking camera with them glasses on? We ain't seen her, have we? Hello?
Hello? I'm just listening.
Oh, now you want to be quiet?
I'm just listening to you.
But you understand what I'm saying, Sue? Where is she at?
Who? Grandma?
The church lady.
Oh, Robin?
Rockin' Robin.
I think she backed out a long time ago.
I guess a birdie got in her ear. What you think?
Yeah, I think, well, according to her, when she was on an interview, her husband told her to get away from the people.
Well, because guess what? You got to know when to fold. I talk about this all the time about trying to help people. You can't help everybody. The Wells are those kind of people. Those people, you got to let God work with them. Ain't nothing you can do for them. You can give them money. You can give them drugs. You can give them alcohol. You can give them a place to stay. You can give them a car. They gonna fuck it up. You understand?
Yep. Well, there's a lot of people that love.
They are wayward people. And they're just people out here like that. There's nothing you can do for them. They have an excuse and a cry story for everything. The Wells right now could be given a 6,000 square foot house paid in full. It would be every donkey, monkey, billy goat running in and out of there and on the property. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Exactly.
They had a Subaru. Allegedly, it was paid in full. And you say they ain't got it no more. Don wrecked it. Is that true, Don Wells? You wrecked that good Subaru?
Pretty sure that's what I heard. Let's see if I can look that up.
9210. I don't know what you're speaking of, baby.
Huh?
I'm speaking to somebody in the chat. There's a lot of people like this. You can't do nothing for them. You can't help them. They ain't gonna do right. And there's people like that. I just assume it's just really best to leave them alone because they're misfits. They ain't gonna do right. They ain't gonna quit smoking drugs. They ain't gonna quit drinking. They ain't gonna quit fooling with the grown people. They ain't gonna try to straighten their attitude, their disposition, their outlook on life. It's always going to be a problem. And that's just the way the world is. Some people are just problem people. They're mad at the world, they're vengeful, they're spiteful, they're jealous, they're envious, they're hopeless. And it ain't nothing you can do for him or her. I don't care if it's your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your child, your neighbor, your schoolmate. Let it go. You want to keep your sanity? You want to keep your head on top of your neck? Walk on by. Just walk on by. And I tell myself that all the time. There's just certain people you cannot help. Because God knows I have gravitated toward people that I knew I don't have no business talking to, dealing with, because they weren't going to do nothing but drive me crazy. Attempt to. It's just certain people you can't help. You can't help everybody. Sue, what are you looking at?
Oh, fuck that Subaru.
Oh, okay. You trying to find a video?
Yeah, I want to show it. Kind of look.
Well, let's go back in history while she's doing her research. Let's go back, everybody. We're gonna go back in time. 2015. 2021, excuse me. The 15th of June. Little girl went missing here in East Tennessee. Negative, negative, negative.
I know it somewhere.
Can't keep up with all this junk out here, honey. $50,000 Summer Wells videos. Can't even find what you're looking for all this.
The road he got in that DUI. I can't find the car accident.
I'm trying to find the original video. It's not coming up. We'll just go back to what the mother had to say about the child missing. Oh, 9210. Well, these are our own personal channels, sweetheart. So that's the thing. Everyone has their own channel, so our YouTube is the state. YouTube gets a percentage of what we make.
Away from this property by herself or off this door by her swing. I feel in my heart that somebody just came up here and took her and lured her away from here. Me and my mother and her were playing flowers. And we went in after we got one washed our hands and she got a piece of candy from grandma. And she wanted to go back over and see her brothers. And I said, okay, and I walked her all the way over to the porch.
and I watched her walk into the kitchen where the boys were watching TV. And I told the boys, I said, watch Summer, I'll be back. And within 2 minutes I came back. And I asked the boys where their sister was, and they said, she was downstairs, Mom, to play with her toys in the playroom. I said, okay. And I yelled downstairs for her a couple times, and I didn't get no answer, which was unusual. Usually she always answers. Right. And so I went down there to check, and she was nowhere in sight. She was just gone. I don't go on walks around here or run because I'm scared of the bears and snakes and even the coyotes that are around here. Well, whoever has my daughter, I pray and hope that they have not harmed her and they bring her back to us safe and sound.
I mean, go to the FBI, the police, and clear it up. No, it's kind of elusive.
It's really strange that I've never seen this truck and I've never heard of it until just recently. But I wish they would come forward and explain themselves. I mean, if you're not a suspect, at least come forward and say what you've seen. She was a tomboy. I shaved my head. She wanted to have her head shaved like me and the boys did.
She tried to shave her head
She tried
in
to
the
do
back
it
and
herself.
make it, I think you can see it in some of the pictures, and it was getting out of control, so we decided to shave her head off and let it let long, and she shaved her head so she wouldn't feel bad, and but it didn't bother at this point. Well, I knew right away that she was abducted. You know, I knew that right away. That's what I told them from the beginning. But they have to go through their, you know, I forget the word. They have to do one step at a time, I guess. But I'm sorry, they had to spend so many man hours in these woods and everything. I've seen them limping and everything else. You know, I feel for them. I just wish there was a way that neighbors could search neighbors' houses, and then if they're not willing, you know, get a search warrant or something. But there's just no way you can search every single house, you know, in the eastern United States or whatever. But I wish there was a way. Just thankful for the persons that's doing that. You know, I love trying to get information and trying to get her found. And we thank them from the bottom of our hearts. You know what? And we thank everybody who's trying so hard and praying so hard. She's an awesome young lady.
See, people raised hell when he said that. Awesome young lady.
There's always going to be haters, you know. It's always going to be that way in this world. We just want to focus on the good friends and Christian people that are trying to help us and praying for us and praying for Summer. And we thank them from the bottom of our hearts. And that's the kind of people we try to relate with and socialize with. So we don't know anything about, you know, no red truck, or we hardly know any of our neighbors. I mean, because we just try to be around good people. I mean, and we do have good people in this area. We found out since this has all happened, and we got some real good neighbors and good folks everywhere. But
The most important thing is to bring Summer home. Safe. I'm sorry that you feel this way about us, but we love our children with everything we have. We've never went without, thanks to Summer's daddy and my husband. He's always provided for us and has worked as much as he could and can, and still is. And I'm sorry that you guys feel that way, but that's my baby, and nobody would ever treat her like that as long as I was around. Ever.
she loves to dance. She would always
Treat her like
she said,
what?
"Daddy, hold my hand," so like the poodle.
Say what?
She would just
Candy, when she says nobody would ever treat her like that if I was around.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said, always let them talk. They'll tell on themselves. Everything you need to know is at the beginning of the story.
Godzilla, they say, you know, they're dumping all the past was. Well, sorry about that.
He said he's sorry.
It was called House. My House. She sung that a lot of times when I play it on the TV. They love to dance.
They like to think of herself as a princess, and, you know, and all that, like all young girls do.
She loved Frozen. She loved to do that. Elsa.
I think she really loved to be in church because she felt a lot of love there. I think you can't explain what that love is, but you feel it, you know it, you know, when you're young. She felt that there, and she loved everybody in that church. Or she loves everybody in that church. I should rephrase that because they'll tear that apart as past tense.
Yeah, but why do you keep using past tense, honey?
I hope she gets to come home. You know, I hope she gets to be her church.
I get it. Some people do make that mistake, but
She looked up to women that were
Under that church, she went with Ferrari. That was her favorite person.
any woman that was professional. That she looked up to those kind.
why she didn't look up to you, Candace? I always tell people to pay attention to the details. Pay attention to the wordings of the conversations by the parents. Okay? Get that StreamYard. You want to come up on this panel and give your commentary pertaining to the disappearance of someone else? You are welcome to join the panel with Sue and myself. Don is talking about who his child looked up to. Someone pretty, someone professional. Well, what does that say about your wife? Because if I was an outsider, which we all are, and I'm looking at this broadcast of your wife sitting there with a white beater on, with no bra, boobs hanging down to her stomach, baseball cap, and then she appears to be doped up or under the influence of something, and you're saying, oh yeah, by the way, she liked everybody, she loved everybody, and she liked Princess this, as most young girls do. And yeah, I'm sorry, I keep using the past tense. And she looked up to pretty women and professional women, and your wife sitting here looking like a hillbilly out of a pond. I'm gonna be looking like, what the hell is he saying? Your wife? Why she couldn't look up to somebody like your wife? You didn't understand that when you said that, you were spinning a really wicked tale about your lifestyle and how you and Candace were living, because you sat in front of a camera looking like two sweaty dogs. You couldn't take them inside that palace because it wasn't no air conditioner. This is like some old backwoods ass Mississippi shit. Let's sit out on the front porch. It's too hot inside. We ain't got no air conditioner, no central heating air, although it's 2021. Shut your mouth, Gwen. Let's sit out on the lanai. Oh, we ain't got one. Anybody in their right mind go up there on their property at that time, they gonna be thinking something nefarious to why they're there. Damn, look how they living and a little girl missing. The hell's going on up here? And then God forbid you stroll your ass on inside that damn cement box. You looking like, oh Lord Jesus, sure ain't got a door. Change the clothes in privacy. 3 boys ain't got no business changing their undergarments and pajamas and clothes. It's sitting in front of a wide open door. Number 2, a little girl needed her own room, even though she was just a baby, 5 years old, whatever. Yeah, some people say, well, it's okay, Queen, for her to sleep in the bed with her parents. Not these parents. I said that. See, everything is about imagery. How you talk. If you're talking about your child looking up to somebody pretty, professional, and you and your wife sitting there sweating like 2 little pink pigs on the side of your house, and she out there with this dusty ass blue wife beater on with no bra. It's inappropriate. She could have put on a t-shirt and put on a brassiere.
Wait a minute, see, they were, I don't know the word I'm looking for. I think they were, but she looked up to him.
I can't think of the word. Brief intermission, everybody. Welcome to the Vault Excel. Like, share, subscribe. Drop your comments below this video. We'll put up a poll later pertaining to the disappearance of Summer Wells. Where do you see this case going? Got a new sheriff coming to town. Is he going to be better than the last sheriff? Will he help this case stay above ground? We will see. What you got to say before I finish playing this commentary?
I'm not gonna really. I can't believe it's been 5 years.
Did you find what you were looking for? Did you find what you were looking for?
No. I'll look later.
Okay. Don't worry about it. We're going to finish this
He
interview.
didn't run for her money every day. He didn't run for her money. And there was times, we'd be, that our boys like, don't do this, don't do that. Next thing you know, a stick would come up and would just walk, and goes, Summer, don't do that.
Summer was the boss of the family.
Typical girl.
Well, she's right here.
She put them in line.
They want you to speak up so they can't hear you.
She loves to play in the mud, the water, swing on a swing, and enjoy dirt.
When I run a lawnmower around, she would run behind when the boys run their bikes around.
Well, let's let this commentary play and hear you.
She would be behind the running, but they keep up with them, no problem. She loved to run. She just loved to run. And she could pull herself up on that swing, her full body weight with 2 hands. And she could do that. None of the other boys could do that, but she can't.
Was she in school yet?
No, she's going this year.
This was supposed to be her first year.
She's in, did it all in play.
I take care of everything.
Yeah.
I had her already given all of her shots and registered in the school for this year.
Let's stop right here, everybody. Candace is telling us that she registered her for school. She was getting her ready, shots. We had also heard a while back with the Chris Madonna interview, she had bought her clothes, this and that. We also saw her clothes were changed in the car on her way back to her house that fateful day. Has she done all the things she's saying in this interview? Did she get the child shots? Has she bought school clothes? And why was she in those pants and zip-up jackets? But let her tell it. Her version was, well, I like to drive with my window down. I don't like to use air conditioning. And my child gets cold coming out of the water. So I put her in those pants and that zip-up jacket because she was cold coming out of the water. Very interesting. What do you think about that commentary? About the child being cold coming out of the water. So,
I don't know.
So are you sleepy?
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I'm asking you a question. What do you think about the child being dressed up in that zip-up jacket and those pants? Because the mother said she was cold coming out that lake water.
I don't know. That was something else because she was propped up on those milk jugs, and it was really hot that day.
Well, you remember she said she liked to leave her windows down when she drives.
Yeah, well, that's still too hot. Outfit was too hot.
Okay.
There was something up about that.
So do you think she's being prepped to be taken somewhere else or discarded?
Yes.
Now, many people feel like she was unalive because DHS was involved, was visiting. We never got no proof, in my opinion, pertaining to the child being SA'd by anybody in that house or abused. But could it be they thought DHS might come remove the child, they had some problems, and so that's why they got rid of the child?
another one of my theories. She was not very far from her house when she was propped up on.
Hey, Linda. Hello, Jack.
Shoot.
She wasn't far. Okay, so what do you think? She made it home?
I don't know.
All right, let's finish this. We got 4 more minutes.
I just never expected for anyone to get hold of my heart like she has. Because I try to guard my heart once I can, but she holds my heart in her little hands. I love her with all my heart. I'd do anything to have her back.
But you didn't do anything to get your boys back.
Find it in your heart to please release her.
Don says I'd do anything to get her back. But when your boys left your peripheral, your custody, either by you placing them or the state took them, you didn't do what it took to get your boys back. So see, we are never going to know the truth to why the children were removed. Everybody got their hee-haw assumptions. I like proof. If I can't see it in ink, it means nothing to me what you're putting in the chat. No disrespect to you. That's just how Queen rocks. I got to see it in ink. I'm signing my rights over because I can't take care of my kid. I'm taking your child because of this, this, and this. I want to see it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear nobody's theories and hypotheses. I want to see it in ink because it don't mean nothing. Everybody trying to come up with their version of what happened to the damn boys. I want to see the damn proof. So while he's sitting here talking about Summer, this is before the children were taken from his custody. You talking about, well, I want my daughter back. I'll do anything to get her back. Well, you didn't do anything to get your boys back. So I got to ask, what happened with your boys? You signed them over and lied to us, or the state took your children for whatever reason and gave you a protocol to get your children back, and you didn't want to follow the rules. The reason why I know he had a chance to get his children back is because allegedly, if this is true, because you don't know because they lie a lot, they too far. Remember that Sue when he said the visit was too far to go see the children? Sue.
Yes,
Oh my God. Are you listening?
I'm listening.
Do you remember when he said the children were too far to go visit?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so that showed me right there they weren't in tune to getting their children back. Because if it was cut dry, they took the kids away, they wouldn't have been able to go still see their children. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that showed me they didn't care about getting their boys back. If you're not willing to even drive to see your children, then you don't want them. That's my opinion.
Yeah. I heard it was like an hour away. I don't know how.
Yeah, well, 1 hour is nothing. When you're driving up and down the highway, 30, 40 minutes to the job. Remember, the job site was what, 40 minutes away?
Yeah.
The day that the child went missing. So what's the difference between 40 minutes and an hour?
I don't know.
What?
I think they wanted to, they knew they weren't going to be able to fight it.
Jack says there was substantiated essay paperwork about the boys. Well, Jack, I hadn't heard nothing about that. See, that's the whole point. Everybody comes in with the he said and she said. I need to see the proof. I can't promote nothing on this channel without documentation. And when it comes to dealing with children, you're not going to get that. That's just law. Anything pertaining to children under age, you are not going to get the documentation. They're not going to share it. The only time the state shares anything about children is when they're dead. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's usually when they're dead. So I need proof of what was going on in this house. I need proof of who called DHS, how many times, if DHS was coming out. And one thing I can say, when people keep saying, oh, they got rid of Summer because DHS was coming. DHS don't tell you when they're coming. That's bullshit. I don't know what they do in other states, but here where I live, in Tennessee, DHS does not ring you up and say, hey, Candace Don, we're coming by tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Are you going to be available? No, baby, it don't work like that. The state, exactly, they show up. They get a call for child abuse, neglect, whatever, they pop up. They don't call you to say, we're stopping by to investigate you. So those of you who put that out there, you were wrong for putting that out there. And sadly, we have people out here who believe anything that's said without a receipt. Everybody knows how Queen works. I need a receipt. I'm not promoting nothing without a fucking receipt. And if you've ever dealt with DHS, you know they don't just call and set up a time. They set up a time when they want to ask you stuff, maybe. Hey, can you come in? We need to verify you have children. We need you to bring the kids in. Yeah, they'll set up a time then. But if you're being investigated, they are not getting ready to tell you they're coming by. Now, were these people being investigated before Summer went missing? I don't know. But that was the hee-haw gossip. But the gist of the story is you're never going to get proof of that. You have to have somebody on the inside that is willing to tell the truth that they were already being investigated for any type of improprieties against their children. And how are they going to prove it to you? It will just be their word. And dealing with this kid and these other children and Don and Candace, Queen need a receipt. I'm sorry. Because I can't go on that gossip.
Somehow, I don't know how you might do that.
Hello, Carol. How are you, honey?
Prison for the rest of your life and everything else, I'm sure. But please find it in your heart, have mercy, and find a way of letting her go, and that the world can get her back. And just please have mercy on her, you know, and us, and her brothers. She's such a loving, good spirit. Please don't hurt her. Please let her come home. She's my biggest fear is, you know, her being tormented or locked in a dungeon or basement or something, because she loves to be outside all the time.
My fear is that she's locked in a dungeon or a basement, says Don Wells. Yet you were living in a dungeon basement with your daughter. That was her cohabitation before disappearing. Chris Madonna decided to enlighten us by taking us on this wicked tour of your estate. And I was not pleased. And quite frankly, I was shocked. Because as I've said before on this network, imagery is everything. Image is everything. Your wording is everything. And when you kindly, or shall I say unkindly, came to YouTube, I didn't need nothing else because that's the type of person I am. Once I see what you about, I don't need nothing else from nobody. I don't need to hear nothing. I don't need to see nothing. I already know these are some heathens. And when you start jumping up on all these different panels and all these old hee-haw ass folks aiding them and talking about, well, you need proof they did something and blah, blah, blah. And it could be that chance that somebody kidnapped her up there. One of their little sick friends came up there to visit. But the point still remains, if they were up there and the mother was home and the grandmother was home, how they know where to get the little girl? How they knew that she was going to be in the basement? As you hear Don saying right here, well, she loved to be outside. So that she wasn't in the basement then, that she was kidnapped and she was outside. Because allegedly, did y'all say a couch or something was pushed up to the door? So how did the perpetrator get in to the basement to take her out of there? Without none of them damn dogs barking and chickens cackling? Yeah, I said that. Make it make sense.
That was her. Unfortunately, you know, her downfall.
Hello,
a lot of
Princess.
times the boys would be inside and we'd be like, where's Summer? Why'd you leave her up there alone? You know, go get Summer now. You know, and that's happened over and over again. And we come out, she would always be close by, but it was always coming up. She had to be outside. She was an outdoor person. She liked to be outside, you know. I'm so afraid that she's locked away. She's such a loving heart and thing. I'm afraid that she won't be able to walk away where she can't be outside or play with a puppy or anything. Love nature, you know. That's my good spirit that she's not able to do these things anymore, or that she could possibly, you know, I don't want to think she's dead, but it's a possibility. I don't want to address all that negativity. I just want to focus on the positive because it's so easy to get, you know, lost in that negativity.
If you could see the expression on Candace's face when Don said she could possibly be dead.
She was shocked.
She said, we're trying to find our daughter. Interesting. That's the only time you got some emotion out of Candace during this interview.
Yeah.
Is when he said she could possibly be dead, and Candace had that deer in the headlight look and turned to him and said, we're trying to find our daughter. Kind of like, why are you talking about that? Almost believable, Candace.
It's just not worth it. So just I appreciate it, y'all.
Hello, Lisa.
You say and your prayers. That's awesome.
Well, my sister about missing hours in between Arkansas and Tennessee. I don't know all of what happened or what did happen. But I hope that they find her and then I'll say
Yeah, there's nothing. I mean, she disappeared without a trace. They haven't found anything. They haven't found a body, nothing. And you know, you see cases like that. That's why I lose hope on Summer. You know, I want to keep hope, but sometimes I lose hope. Maybe we won't never see her again. You know, so I start thinking house dance. Sorry, but I'm trying to keep hope up. I'm trying to keep my prayers up and all that.
Trying to keep my prayers up, my hope up. Candace was talking about her sister who went missing many years ago, was never found. Weigh in, Sue.
I was looking at Jack's comment about Summer made it home that day. That's what I thought too. What he's saying.
Hello, True.
Something happened on that hill.
Well, what happened? If you are in this live stream, the link is in the chat. You are welcome to come up and join the Queen to keep the continuity of the live stream flowing. We are doing a pre-live before June 15th. Yes, we do plan to go to Rogersville next month. I'm not telling you when I'm going. You'll just see the video when it pops up because I don't want no problems. Frankly, I don't want to go, but Sue wants to go. I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to tell you right here on the live, Sue.
Okay.
I only go because you want to go. I don't have no need to go to Ben Hill, Van Hill.
Well, maybe we'll do something else this time.
Like what?
I don't know. Go shopping.
Or we can go to the sheriff's department and talk, see if somebody will talk to us.
Yeah,
There's a big black woman outside who don't care where you talk to her. She's going the wrong way. She won't talk to the sheriff.
Talk to the new sheriff.
And that's all I need. Them damn YouTubers are back at her. They go around here and try and get a comment about Summer Wells. You know, I can imitate good, can't I? Shut
No,
your
but I was
mouth.
looking at
Ain't
what
true.
Jack said, Jack 1974,
Yeah.
when he said Summer made it home, and I believe
Mm-hmm.
went on a run.
Mm-hmm.
Candace went out
Ah,
on a run.
Lisa,
Something
stop.
happened.
But how do you all have proof in your mind that she made it there? Help Queen understand why you think she made it home. Just talk to the Queen. Let me know.
Well, you're right about that, because we talked about that earlier. I
Yeah.
forgot, but
Yeah.
that she was seen at Sonic, and she was seen in the car.
But that's not proof. That's not proof. That's just at somewhere else. That's a whole nother town. That's Kingsport. That's not where she lives. That's not proof to me.
I'm just saying that's when she was still alive.
Right. But that's my point. That was then. Kingsport is like 30 minutes from Robertsville. She could have been dumped anywhere, passed over, handed over. See where I'm going? I need proof someone made it back to the house. I need proof of somebody touching her, hurting her, mama, daddy, cousin, brother, the neighbor, the creepy guy that was living on the other property. Show me proof. Bring me something to say, yeah, Pookie Ray Ray was hanging on the property. But I'll tell you something, who put the nail in the coffin was Hunter when he started talking about the guy hanging around the property, and she was on the phone with her husband, and the kids were unattended, and she out in the street with Hunter running around Kingsport. That conversation didn't make no damn sense. Remember, she hushed him. She shushed him while she was talking to Don on the phone. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm serious.
He said that. So what Hunter said, Don was saying that somebody was on the property.
Okay, well, how was he know who's on the property if he's at work?
I don't know.
Okay.
See, if we knew more by TBI, they won't tell us anything. We could put this
Well,
puzzle
shit.
together.
I don't know if they know anything. Come on, let's keep it real. What do you know, TBI?
I don't know.
Because see, everything is about what you can prove. We don't know nothing. Because let me tell you something where I have a problem with this case. I have a problem that Hunter wasn't mentioned day one by Candace Bly Wells. Candace made sure when she spun this web that I just played you. Do you hear Hunter's name? You don't. It was Chris Dun that brought Hunter to the forefront. You didn't know that Hunter even existed until Chris Madonna touched down. That means Chris Madonna had some type of information about the case. Pay attention. Nobody knew that Hunter existed until Chris Madonna interviewed him. I have a problem with that because Candace never mentioned her itinerary on that day. She spins the story to the news of when they pulled up to the property. See where I'm going? She don't tell you, I got up, ate a hot dog, Twinkie, went to Kingsport, went to the hospital, smoke shop, Dunkin' Donuts, Stables, Bond, this, and this. You don't hear none of that in this interview. Why not? And that phone call to Don, that's suspect. All of this shit is suspect to me.
Well, me too. I don't know.
When you spin a web, you gotta lay it out. Hey, I got up, I went here, I did this, I picked up my friend, ex-friend's son. He wanted to see Summer. We hung out, we went over here, I dropped him off, I came back to the house, she went, we picked some flowers that don't exist. You see where I'm going? You didn't hear none of that.
It's a screw.
And then next thing you know, we all up in Hunter's business and his mama's business. Then we're hearing about some Hispanic man and Candace and the girlfriend sharing them and liking them and other people coming from New York. Then next thing you know, Hunter's daddy, he jumps in the wagon with his tutti frutti ass. I had just a damn enough. Then he got a YouTube channel and he needing money for Fritos and Doritos and soda pop. And you know, Queen had to play dirty. Yeah, a couple years ago. Check out that live stream where I showed you all my bag of chips and every damn thing to donate to the fund of the Dorito fund. I showed you a bag of Kroger brand Doritos. They ain't the same, but they still taste damn good. Some of you are like, Queen, what are you talking about? Gotta go watch the video. I don't like foolishness. That's just Queen. That's why a lot of people don't care for my channel. You know I don't care. Because I don't bring you fluff over here. You looking for fluff? I'm not your network. I deal in what is and what ain't. And all I heard in this case is just like what I heard in every other case I have covered pertaining to missing children. He said and she said, bring me a fucking receipt. I want a receipt. I don't want gossip. And when you're dealing with two dope fiends, you are not about to get the truth on nothing. Now, I'm just going to keep it real. Because everybody knows that people who use drugs, they usually lie. They're deceptive. They're not going to tell you the truth. And if they hurt their daughter, hell no, they're going to tell you the truth. And I'm going to tell you to your face, Don Wells, Candace, why are you getting free money from whoever? The church, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, people following YouTube. You should have fixed your house up. You had ample enough time to fix your house. You living just like you were living when the children were there. That's why I know you don't give a fuck about your kids because you don't care about yourself because self is first. Let me make that clear. I'm going to take you to church before Sunday. Self is number one. You don't care about your hair. You don't care about shaving. You don't care about wiping your ass. You don't care about washing clothes. You don't care about where the fuck you sleep. You don't care about putting doors on the hinges to shut off rooms. You don't care about no kid. So all this bullshit about I love her and she swung from a swing and blah, 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 that little girl was dirty. You got 12 different versions of why you shaved her hair. Which is it? Well, her mama shaved her hair and she wanted to look like her mama. Then we heard something about some cooties. Well, which is it? Because it can't be both. See, I'm woke. Queen, stay woke, baby. I deal with real crooks and crazy people like the Wells. This is why I can bring you my knowledge. I done been around people like Don and Candace most of my adult life. That's why I can call bullshit to you. And I'm going to tell it to you real. If you ain't never in your life ever dealt with a hood rat, and let me clarify what a hood rat is. A hood rat can be a Jew, can be a Mexican, can be white, can be black, can be any color. These are hood rats. They just live in the holler. Checkmate. All bets are off when you're dealing with hood rats. Because they like the street. That's why you had Don Will talking that shit about coming over here to Knoxville to get cocaine. Who the fuck says some shit like that? And they supposed to be trying to get their kid back. Well, Don Wells, come on over here and get some cocaine now and see where you end up. Checkmate. We got something for you over here. We got a little fentanyl and heroin. You won't have to worry about talking to TVI, the news, because you're going to be laying face down. Hello, Brooke. Thank you for joining. Did I scare you? Did I scare you, Sue? Sue.
Yeah,
I'm tired of calling your damn name.
I'm sorry, I was reading
I see it, but you making me think you sleep. Hell.
no, I was reading
The chat.
people that are coming up.
No, I keep it real. Every case I've dealt with pertaining to children, black, white, the MO is the same. And some of you don't want to accept. These children came from hood rats. That's why we're talking about them. When you can accept that, the ride is a whole lot smoother.
I'm not sleeping.
Brooke. Brooke, I'm crazy. Yeah, I had to keep calling her. Look, Felicia, you there? Felicia, wake up. Wake your ass up. Get up. Y'all know Queen. Look, Queen is on one tonight, damn it.
I'm here.
I'm tired of these stories. This is why I don't want to keep talking about death. And I have told you all. My spirit told me, stop talking about true crime. I have had nightmare after nightmare all week. All week. All my dreams are about death. That's my omen. And I don't know how to make you understand. God is trying to tell me something. And I told you all this. You cannot keep talking about death every day and don't think that shit won't come back to your front door. So it don't matter that you like true crime. It don't matter that Queen likes true crime. My spirit is saying, quit talking about them dead folks. That's not who you are. That ain't what you made of. I'm not made for this. I am a worldly person. I talk about everything. Movie stars. How you feeling today? Are you living your best life? I don't want to talk about dead people every day. Because you are summoning death every time you talk about death. And if you don't believe that, you better check yourself. Because first of all, I'm a child of God. Some of you may not believe in God. That's your choice. But this child of God knows better. I ain't with this. I'm not with this death stuff. Because it's draining. It's just like today when I was on YouTube. I only listened to a few little videos about Celeste and Nancy Guthrie. I'm to the point now, I don't even let the video finish. Because my spirit said, keep it moving, Queen. The devil got enough minions. Let them other YouTubers have it. I'm done. I'll bring you an update. I'll bring you an update on the community page. But just to keep sitting up here and make live streams, I'm tired. I'm tired. Tired. What you got to say, sir?
Well, I know you're tired. You can go back and watch the helpers cut the people's grass.
But do you know, everybody knows I'm a neat freak. Everybody knows I don't like a lot of clutter, a lot of nonsense. It's peaceful to me when I watch people go in and clean a house and put nice furniture in there, even though I know some of them people probably will go back and fill the damn house up full of fucking junk. But it's peaceful seeing the rooms transform. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's why I feel good when I watch these guys go in and clean these properties up and, you know, cut the grass. And I like them. And I probably donate some money to his network because I like what he and his father and brother are doing. If you all don't know who I'm talking about a YouTuber out of Texas. He and his father and brother, they clean houses, they cut grass for free. I don't know how they're making money to pay their bills, but they deserve anything you can give because they have been cleaning up Texas, and I like what I see, and I like his disposition. He has a calm disposition. He and the brother and the father, they're good people. Not that it matters, but they are Hispanic. But I like what they're doing out there in Texas. So I've been watching that for the past 2 days, and it keeps me calm. It keeps me grounded because in a way, it's kind of weird, you know what I'm saying, watching people clean houses. Because I told myself, why am I watching videos of people clean houses? But it's no different when I watch hoarders. It's the same thing. You're going in there, clearing the stuff out, you're cleaning it. So this content really ain't no different. But I just like it because it's common to my spirit. It's common to my spirit. And I'd rather watch that. I can watch that all day. As for Nancy Guthrie, there's a new update. Since somebody in the chat wants to know. Sheriff Nano says he has a secret about the case, but he can't reveal it.
What a teaser.
Yeah, I know. Well, let me ask you this, Sue. How you feel about the fact that the board of directors or supervisors did not vote to get rid of him?
I don't know. Everybody's covering for everybody.
Mm.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Oh, you asked me about what's his name, Nino?
Nano's not be damn. Not Nino Brown, damn it. Girl, you a fool.
Nino.
Hey, Nano's Nino Brown. Nanos, wait a minute. I'm about to act a fool. Nanos is a white version of Nino Brown. Shut your mouth.
That's not over yet.
Wait a minute. Hey, did you hear about Nino Brown? He alive. He in Arizona. He in Tucson. What you say, girl? Nino Brown alive? Hell yeah. His name's Sheriff Nanos. Nino Nanos. Do you remember Mork and Mindy?
Yeah.
Do you remember what Mork used to say? Nano.
I remember more.
He used to say, Nano. I think Mork knew about Nanos. He was trying to tell us something. Nano, no good.
Truth always the saying, Nino.
Listen. Nano, no good. You got to talk like you don't know no English. Nano, no good. Nano, no bueno. No bueno.
He can drive around in his white Cadillac.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean his Corvette. Somebody mentioned that the other day on the live. I can't remember if it was Nancy Grace or somebody was talking about $70,000 Corvette. And then look, let's talk about his height, because you know I'm a tall girl. And Nano's 5'3", 245. But he a bully. Nanos ain't nothing but a 5-foot giant.
Yeah. He walks around like a little midget. He works out every day, I guess.
I'd have whooped his ass. You know what I'm saying? That's all Nano needed was a good ass whooping. He would have sat his ass on down. Let me talk to you, Tucson, because you know Queen keeps it real. How in the hell you gonna let somebody 5'2" run over you? And I'm saying this to every deputy, police officer, sheriff, whatever the fuck you do out there. I wish the fuck I would let somebody 5'2" walk up on me talking crazy. Because everybody know I'm a big girl. Please,
he looks down at him.
Please run up on Queen talking crazy at 5'2". These big legs getting ready to get some exercise. Did you hear what I said? Because I would have went to Nanos and said, Nanos, I want to show you something. Nanos, I want to show you something. I got a surprise for you. What you got? Come here, come closer. I want to show you something. And I'd have took these big old legs and knees and wrapped them around his throat. And I'll leave it at that.
Or Nino.
Yeah. Yeah. Guess what? And from now on, that's what we're going to call them in the title of the videos. Nino Brown.
Okay. We got people laughing here, so.
Nino Brown.
Happy faces.
Living, just enough. We living for the city, everybody. Nino Brown has been resurrected. If you're looking for Nino Brown, he's in Tucson, Arizona, and he's the sheriff of Pima County. Thank you, Lisa.
Everybody's smiling here.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it, everybody. Y'all know how I cut up. Everybody know when Queen goes live. Let me tell you something. If you want the best of Queen, you need to go back into my library. I've got 6,000 plus videos. And my videos on my live stream where I had really a lot of people in the live, which may not be a lot to compare it to 10,000 or nothing, but at least 300 or more, 400. We had some good times. And my best videos where I had a lot of people in the live cutting up would be Cal City, Summer Wells, and the Gorilla Glue Girl. On that live, you will get to hear my brother speak on the live stream about the Gorilla Glue Girl. We did that live in, I believe that was January of 2021. That's when I really got popular because I was talking about Cal City boys. And I decided to do a live about the Gorilla Glue Girl. And I know I probably had almost 400 people in the live, watching the live. And that was probably the best live I have ever done. That live was popping. The comments were just rolling. There were so many people in that live stream laughing and cracking jokes about that crazy ass black girl to where I swear I almost peed on myself because that's how funny the live was. And once my brother got up there and started talking about her, that broke the show right there. Thank you, sweetheart. So let me ask you something. What do you think is going to happen to the sheriff?
I'm not sure.
Well, do you think he should keep his job until another one's voted in?
Yeah. Gotta have somebody in there.
Well, you can get a subordinate, Sue. Damn, Sue, are you drinking or high? What the hell are you saying?
I don't drink.
I believe you. Yeah, I don't mean to offend you. Well, you know, I say it all the time. Well, are you sleepy? Because you know we don't need Sheriff Nanos in there.
No, I don't want him there. I'm just saying they haven't made a decision yet. As far as I
Well,
know.
it's up to the district attorney. I mean, it's up to the surgeon general. Oh shit! I believe I've been drinking. I said the surgeon general. It's time for Queen to go to bed. The attorney general, I'll be damn. I just said that.
Do you think he's should be in there?
Hell no. Hell no. I don't want him in there. He's a liar, Sue.
Oh, I know he is.
Shit. Sitting to my, I didn't know you meant lied about my past job. I thought you mean did I lie while I was in the Pima County Sheriff's Department? Oh. Okay. This man is crazy.
Well, I don't know.
Let me see what the latest is. Hold on, y'all. Go ahead, man.
Well, we would never know anything about him if Nancy was taken.
Okay, this is the latest information coming from Brian Inton. Sheriff not talking to Nancy Guthrie's family. Let's hear a little bit of that commentary, and then I'll check out of here because I don't want to keep you all, and Sue, I don't want to keep Sue all night because Sue probably has got other important things to do.
Please click to subscribe. I really appreciate that.
Hold on one second, everybody. Brian Inton is the source of this information. See, I smell bullshit now because why aren't you talking to the family?
Yeah.
You ain't talking to the family because the Guthries are upset with you. They're upset with you. That's what this is about. That's exactly what this is about. they're upset. And we had talked about this months ago and they made videos about that. What's going on with the Guthries pertaining to Sheriff Nanos and the commentary coming out, you know what I'm saying, about his history in Texas.
Thanks for checking out my show. Really, really appreciate it. Please click to subscribe. I really appreciate all of the support. It's now been 104 days since Nancy Guthrie vanished from her home in Tucson, Arizona. New in this episode, there's a new interview with the sheriff where he shares some new information. First of all, he says that he's no longer communicating with the Guthrie family directly, which I found to be interesting. Also, why he still has hope in the DNA evidence and what for him would make this a cold case, which is the first time I've ever heard him really talk about the possibility of a cold case. I'm going to get into all of it in this episode of Brian Ensign Investigates. All right, hey guys, so I want to go through some of these new things that Sheriff Nanos said. He was speaking to People Magazine. I actually know the reporter. I met her when I was out there. She was also out there for a couple weeks right after Nancy went missing. And some of this stuff is interesting. I mean, there's some new developments here. And that's the thing about Sheriff Nanos that I've found is, you know, when you can talk to him, if he'll answer his phone or whatever, sometimes he'll just start talking and he'll start saying things and you're like, oh wow, some of this stuff is new, which seems like it's kind of what happened here with this People Magazine interview. So I'm going to get to Morgan Wright, former investigator and law enforcement expert, in a minute to kind of go over what some of this means. But let me walk you through some of this. This stood out to me the most. According to People Magazine in their discussion with the sheriff, he is no longer directly communicating with the Guthrie family and says those conversations are being handled by the FBI, which is interesting because remember initially it appeared that he was having communication with Savannah and with the Guthrie family, and he is technically in charge of the investigation still as the sheriff of Pima County. Remember, it was never handed over to the FBI. So the fact that he's acknowledging that he is no longer directly communicating with the Guthrie family and says those conversations are being handled by the FBI, you know, there's been a lot of curiosity. Is Savannah Guthrie, are the Guthries getting frustrated with the sheriff based on all of the
Sheriff Nino Brown. Nino Brown, what wrong with you? Why you ain't talking to the Guthries no more? What the matter? I gotta get Urban Night on you. So if you all don't understand what I'm saying, just Google it. Nino, what wrong? Why they don't want to talk to you? Why they don't want to talk to you no more? Is it because they found out you a liar? You can't get along with nobody in the sheriff's department. You done lied your way to get a job. You done lied your way to the top. And they don't trust you. Because I wouldn't trust you. Because as I've always told you all on this network, a liar to me is worse than a thief. Because with a thief, you know, okay, I can't trust you. You stole my shoes. You stole my game. You stole my ring. You stole my money. But a liar can be disguised for many years. Checkmate. You see, people lie every day, and people don't even know that they're dealing with a liar. And now everybody's shocked that they've been dealing with a sheriff who's been demoted and undemoted and not demoted, but you understand, he's got all these citations coming from Texas when he should have never kept the position even then. How many times do you have to keep citing a person? 8 times. You've been on vacation damn near 40 days in a 5-year period and had the nerve to carry your ass to another state like a snake in the grass and climbed your way up the ladder. But you see, this happens every day with businesses, companies, politics. And y'all like them snakes. Come on with it, Queen. You keep voting for the snake. I like him. He gonna get us some money. He gonna make the country great. When you gonna realize they working for the devil? And so those people had no idea when they voted this man in, he got the job on a lie eyes. Now we have a true crime involving a woman who's the mother of a famous person, and nobody's been arrested. And now they don't want to talk to him. Why not? Sheriff, why are they not talking to you? Help Queen understand. Because they don't trust you. And I have a problem with the Guthries. We'll talk it all, honey. I can go all night and talk about it. I don't like the fact that you all don't want your mama's friends talking. I got a problem with that because see, I got to ask myself, did you tell them also not to talk to the sheriff's department? Checkmate. Because see, if you did that, we already know it's some bullshit. Because that don't even sound right. Your mother is missing. Your mother had friends. I don't know what the fuck y'all eating out there in Tucson, but it ain't no Cheerios. Y'all on some bullshit out there. Y'all some weird fucking ducks. I don't want cameras. I don't want street lights. I want a stargaze. I can't see the sky with the street lamp. The fuck is wrong with you people out there? You all act like you're Stepford wives and shit. Excuse my language. I done had a drink or two. Shut your mouth. I admit it. Should I have said that on the live stream?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they'll say, she was drunk on that live. No, Queen ain't drunk. Queen just telling you the truth. I'm the same all the time. There's something wrong with you people. Who the hell would agree to not have street lights? I'm going to keep saying this until you find this K-I-L-L-E-R. Who the hell want to live in a place with no street lights? Now you make a video saying you got cameras in the city. That's not what you said before. You all said that was a problem, that you didn't have street cameras on the poles in the city. Now you're changing it. So which is it? You got street cameras in the city on the light poles, or you don't? Because Queen's confused. I think y'all smoking some shit out there in Tucson. Yeah, you know I'm crazy. Y'all smoking some desert rock, the desert sand, or you smoking them damn cacti plants. Y'all know I ain't well.
This reporting that's been out there that I've done, that's been out there, mistakes that have been made. Could they be frustrated, or were they still talking to him and happy behind the scenes? And it sounds like they're, according to the sheriff, no longer directly communicating with the sheriff. So I found that to be very interesting, and that is something new that I didn't know. He said, quote, this is the sheriff, the public is frustrated, even the Guthrie family. So they're also acknowledging that the Guthrie family is frustrated, which how can you blame them? I mean, I think that even though they haven't said that outright, how could they not be frustrated? I mean, it's now been more than 3 months, and they still have no resolution. They have no idea where Nancy is, and at the same time, there's sort of this controversy that continues to develop around the sheriff throughout this whole thing. So he's acknowledging the public is frustrated, even the Guthrie family is frustrated. Every passing second must feel like 100 days because they don't know. What matters is moving forward carefully so we don't make any mistakes or falsely accuse somebody or make a bad arrest. Interesting he said that, because remember when I was there were 2 times where they didn't specifically falsely accuse someone, but they detained
Lisa, you're
the time in Puerto Rico and then the time close to Nancy's house. So he's saying that they don't want to make mistakes like that again, I guess. But interesting that he's saying that even the Guthrie family is frustrated. That's new. In terms of DNA, this is new. This is what he said. I know.
Well, let's talk about this before he gets into the DNA. You did detain 2 Hispanic males. So what are you saying now, Sheriff, that you all made a mistake by detaining those males who didn't have anything to do with the disappearance, kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie? Would you go on record to say, we made a mistake by detaining these 2? This is why we detained them, because that might help for people to understand what this commentary means. Because when you say we made some mistakes, well, now somebody's going to want you to clarify that. See, this is what I say about talking. You can still be putting your big, or should I say your short foot in your mouth. You still putting your short foot in your mouth. Nino Brown. Nino Brown, you need a representative. Please stop talking. Well, we made some mistakes and we don't want no mistakes and Hell, say what you mean. Clarify. We made mistakes by detaining those guys. We detained them because we had information through data that they were roaming around Nancy Guthrie's house. Just say it and be done with it. And then you can move on. But don't have people still wondering, well, what do they mean? What are they talking about? Are they talking about Luke and that other guy? Well, I don't understand. Just say it, damn it, and be done. Say you fucked up. Or just say, we were going off data. That's why we detained them. We thought they were near her house, at her house. That's all you gotta say. I'm sick of this short fucker. Did you hear what I said? I'm sick of him. I'm sick of him.
We have DNA that is unknown who the contributor or depositor is, but I think they're getting closer to finding out who that was, adding that he has confidence in our lab. So the fact that you said they are getting closer to finding out who that was, that's optimistic, that's promising. I mean, I hope that's true.
Exactly. Foot mouth.
They have the hair strand that they were looking at, the rootless hair, and that they were attempting to do genealogy, investigative genetic genealogy, and they look at bigger family trees and try to narrow it down. So that's promising that he said that he thinks they're getting closer to finding out who that was. He says when the labs tell us, hey, there's nothing else we can do, well, then maybe we've got a problem, we've got a cold case. But right now, the labs aren't telling us that. Interesting to hear him actually say cold case, that then he believes they have a cold case. Gosh, I hope it doesn't get to that point, but that just goes back to everything that I've been reporting from my sources close to the investigation who have said that, they're waiting on this DNA, but there's really not a lot that they're going on right now. They don't have a suspect. They don't have any solid leads, and he's kind of acknowledging that right now. They're waiting on the DNA, and if that doesn't work out, then we've got a problem. We've got a cold case, he said. So.
Hello, True. Let's go into the belly of the beast. We're gonna quit playing games. Sheriff, what if the DNA comes back to be one of her children's, Annie and Tommaso? Because they're the only ones that's allegedly on the ground with this lady. So what if it's one of their hairs? What you got to say then? Because I need to know where you found the hair. See, all that's relevant. You're not telling us where you found the hair. Did you find the hair in her bed? And as I made shorts the other day, please check them out in the YouTube queue. Did she recognize her killer? Did her killer talk to her? Did the killer take off his or her mask? Some of you believe it's a woman. You're entitled to your opinion. See what I just said? I said the killer. Shut your mouth. Did the perpetrator reveal herself to Nancy Guthrie? Did he or she talk to her? I get gritty over here, baby. So, pull your drawers up and hold on. Just imagine, as I said to you all in my shorts earlier, she took the death walk. Nancy Guthrie took the death walk. And it's a walk you don't ever want to experience. You don't ever want somebody to wake you up out your sleep, your slumber, tap you on your shoulder and say, get up. And you're sitting there saying, what? Who are you? What you want? Why are you here? Get out my house. And God forbid you recognize the person behind the mask, because let me tell you something about wearing a mask. You still can recognize a person. If you've been around a person long enough, you know his or her eyes, their build, their smell. Come on with it, Queen. And that would have been petrifying for an old lady to be sitting there looking at a motherfucker in a mask and know who they are. Tommaso, what you doing with that mask on? Annie, what you doing with that mask on? Ray, what you doing with that mask on? What you want? I ain't got no money. Why you here? Imagine that. And then the perpetrator says, Nancy, we ain't got time for this. Come on, homegirl, we gotta go. Get up. And she fussing and fighting and tussling and let me go. Get your hands off of me. And maybe she grabbed him, grabbed the mask. Mask came off. Woo, mask off. Rap song, Future. Come on with it, Queen. Perpetrator revealed. Now I gotta grab and put my mask back on. Oh, I say the hell with it. I'll put it in my back pocket. Old lady, get up. She took the death walk. And that's something nobody talks about on YouTube, Brian in Court TV. Only Queen has mentioned it. So you heard it here live, baby. That lady took the death walk. That's why you got blood at the entry, because Nancy Guthrie said, hell no, you not taking me up out of here. She knew once he said, get up, they trying to take me out my house. Why? So I want you to imagine what it was like for this lady trying to hold on for dear life, because we have learned from the experts. What do they tell us? Don't get in the van. Don't get in the car. So Nancy said, I don't want to get out of my house. Where are you taking me? Why are you taking me? Why are you doing this to me? So they get to the front door. I won't doubt he popped her at the entry where we heard Banfield say there was blood on the inside. Believe it, don't believe it. But blood was on the outside. It stopped at the end of the walk because that means they did something to her either inside or outside that door, because she became dead weight. She became dead weight. I ain't going. I don't want to go. Get your hands off of me. Let me go. And they popped her. He popped her in the face. He popped her in the mouth. He popped her in the nose. She bled. He took her out. Lady, you coming out of here by all means necessary. Don't you understand? This is my show. This ain't the Nancy Guthrie show. You'll have time for that later when they realize you're missing. Come on, preach, Queen. But for right now, you coming out of here. And he drug her out, put her in a car. So I want to know, who is it? Who's the person with the car? Because common sense will tell you it's evidence in that car. That's why they're saying you need to find that fucking car, because the car has the evidence. The car has the evidence of Nancy Guthrie. Now, what's going to be scary is this DNA business. Because if that fucking DNA comes back to Annie and Tommaso or somebody who's worked for Nancy Guthrie, I don't want to hear nothing else about coulda, woulda, shoulda. Because that's what you done told us a little while ago. Well, for Harris we check, or Harris we expect to be there. Blah, 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 blah. Harris, we expected to be there. You don't even know who the fuck took her. So listen to what the fuck you're saying. Oh, there were Harris that we thought was supposed to be there. Well, if the people who messed with her took her, you're not making no sense. If the pool guy, delivery guy, her kids took her, how you gonna make it make sense? Because you can't. Because you can't. So I can't wait until you do this DNA. Now, I'm not here to profile, but the person standing on that porch appears to be a dark-haired person, a suntan brother. So he's either Hispanic or an islander. Is it a white boy? Well, he's a white boy with dark hair. Checkmate. He's a white man with dark eyebrows, dark eyelashes, and dark facial hair. Luke Daly, he is a dark-haired white man or whatever the hell he is. I want to know, did he have facial hair before Nancy Guthrie left that damn house? Come on, Queen. I also want to know his relationship with somebody who's supposed to be related to the Guthries that was in some type of robbery. We don't hear nothing about that from Sheriff, Pookie, Ray Ray, Bubba. Why not? See, Queen woke. And the fact that he said, listen to me very carefully. Yeah, I got arrested with her, but I don't know her. What, come again? You got arrested with a woman a year before, but you don't know her. Well, Queen wears a size 10 dress. Sue?
I'm here.
You believe Queen wear a size 10 dress?
Uh-huh.
Huh?
Yes.
You know I don't wear a size 10. Sue, go to bed.
No.
Sue, you ain't helping alive. You done seen Queen. Queen don't wear a size 10 dress.
No.
So if Queen don't wear a size 10 dress, y'all see where I'm going with this.
I do.
This is bullshit. Because that's what's going to be messed up. That DNA comes back. It is the same DNA you found in the beginning that you said belonged there. What did you say, Sheriff? It's DNA we expected to be there. Well, who are you speaking of? Because you're going to have a problem, homeboy. This DNA comes back to the same motherfuckers that you just said was found there in the first damn place. Then you got you a problem. Yeah, she don't drink though. She don't drink. She's reading you all's comments, so obviously she's not paying attention to Queen. She's reading what y'all saying in the chat. This case is baffling to me. And this case to me is like every case I've covered of nonsense, of neglect. The Guthries are weird to me. And nobody has to like my opinion. But when you start telling people not to talk, Queen is looking at you suspect. I'm looking at these people suspect because I want to know why they don't want her friends talking. These are old people. Savannah, Annie, Cameron. Who the fuck are you to tell somebody they can't talk? This lady is almost 100 years old. So that means her friends are almost a fucking 100. And you don't want no old person saying, I miss my friend. I love my friend. I like going to church with her. She's a nice lady. She's a this, she's a that. Let them talk. Because for all we know, you done called them people beforehand and told them don't even tell the police nothing. Come on with it, Queen. Bring it on home. And that's when I'm going to smell a rat. Did you tell them old ladies not to talk to the police? Because then that means you think they know something that could be relevant to why Mama is missing. Would you agree, Sue?
Yes. I sure do.
So,
I don't know. I
sort
don't
of
know much.
good news in a
Oh, you don't follow this case. That's all right.
Folks, and that they haven't ruled anything out.
Very
Folks
strange.
aren't telling them that they've got a problem, but also kind of not the best news if you think about it from the perspective of whether they aren't able to get anything off that hair, or if they have other samples that we don't know about. Does that mean that they then have a whole case based on what the sheriff said?
Yeah.
Digital evidence, he says this includes thousands and thousands of videos, digitally camera footage, he says, at the center of the investigation, an enormous catalog of surveillance footage from intersections, neighborhoods, businesses, home security systems. He said, this is a quote, there's thousands and thousands of video out there from intersections and ring cameras that we have to catalog. Maybe it's all the white trucks are over there, all the red sedans are over here. You've got to have it so when you do find the suspect, hey, the suspect is John Doe. We got him. Now we'll go say, well, what else do we know about John Doe? So,
Sheriff, somebody said y'all didn't have street light cameras. So what are you talking about? You got to go through footage of intersection cameras. Somebody said early on that you all didn't have no intersection cameras. Y'all didn't have no street light cameras. So do you have cameras or you don't? Help the Queen understand. Another problem is that the people houses sit far off from the road, which means you can't see nothing because you don't like street lights. Come on with it, Queen. You are the same people preaching to us about streetlights. You don't like having streetlights because it affects the stargazing at night. We got all these people running and talking about running at night, walking at night, walking dogs at night. Who the fuck wants to walk a dog in the dark? Oh, we walk our dogs at night. We walk at night. We run at night. We've had any problems. Well, you should. Your ass ought to be. Shut up, Angela. Bumping into shit. I don't mean to talk bad about Tucson, but nobody better not never call Queen and say, Queen, you want to go to Arizona? Hell no. Hell no. Let me tell you something. Do you think for 1 minute Queen is getting ready to pay a bank money for a house that ain't got no damn street light? Because I learned that in Colorado watching a video a month ago where they wanted you to adopt a street light because they're too cheap to keep the lights on in your neighborhood to save money. Did you realize I said? And even the people they interviewed in the the documentary said, yeah, we had to go to the city to adopt our own street light. I said, Lord have mercy, the devil is a liar. What kind of bullshit is going on out here in the Pacific West? Your people are weird. You got Colorado don't want the damn street lights on because the little town they want to pay for the fucking lights to be on. Now you go all the way over to Arizona, they don't want street lights in the damn street. $1 million houses with no damn street lights. I don't give a damn if my house is worth $200,000. I want a street light. I want to see how my friends and family are supposed to find my fucking house. And then when this story first broke, what was the first thing we heard? The reporter, he said, I was just riding. I was just driving and driving. I couldn't find Nancy Guthrie's house. I mean, that's why people have been talking about this perpetrator. If the reporter couldn't find Nancy Guthrie's house, how did you find it? Come on with it, Queen. How did you find it on the 11th to be stalking without the backpack? I said that. So is it the 11th or it's the same day, February 1st? Or somebody sent you up there and gave you directions and sat on the phone with you to guide you to Nancy Guthrie's house? Because there's no reason why a young person couldn't find Nancy Guthrie's house with Google. And you know why it's difficult? Because it's dark. There are no street lights.
that's not entirely new that they were looking through all the traffic cameras. And apparently they're cataloging all the vehicles.
True.
So they don't know
True said he had a torch.
the suspect is or what vehicle the suspect was driving more suspects.
You're a fool.
It sounds like you say once they figure that out, hopefully when they figure that out, they'll be able to quickly go back and identify somebody's cars off traffic cams.
True, you are best.
He also talked about false arrests. Nobody wants, this is a quote, nobody wants to make a false statement. Nobody wants to falsely accuse someone. At some point in time, someday, we may have somebody in a courtroom that deserves his or her right to a fair and impartial trial. the way to get that is through a fair and impartial investigation. My team, I've said all along, they're going to solve this. I fully 100% believe that. And I just got to real.
Ryan is the source of this information. Sheriff Nino Brown. How they gonna solve the crime when your sergeant or detectives ain't never solved a homicide? Come on, preach, Queen. I know you don't like Sergeant Cross. I know you hate that white man. I know you wish that white man was not even breathing. But I'm praying that Sergeant Cross gets his just due. He gets back on the force and work the way he's supposed to work. You were wrong how you done that, white man, and how you done that other white lady out there. You a crooked old 5-foot ass giant. You just crooked. For a motherfucker that can't see over the fucking table, you just crooked as hell. God don't like ugly. So I'm going to tell you what, homeboy, I hope that Corvette is paid for. I said that. I hope that Corvette is paid for, you little fucker. Because you've been wronging them young folks out there who went into the law enforcement business to help the community, to serve the community. And all you have done has been a little fucking short-ass hell raiser. Little sawed-off ass giant. Got that Sergeant Cross working the fucking desk. You ought to be ashamed of your motherfucking self. Sue, you all right?
I'm listening.
And you and the dogs. I know the dog said, who that black woman screaming? Who that black woman screaming at, mama? Say what?
Everybody says I need coffee. I'm not going to sleep.
Is your husband awake? Who that black woman on the line? Who this Hypo? Y'all know I love to talk to Chuck. Hypo! Who this woman Hypo? You said this our juke joint.
Queen sure has.
You know I had to take y'all back to The Color Purple. You remember The Color Purple?
That movie?
Yes, that movie.
I like that movie.
Do you remember that? When the women were in the juke joint and he was dancing with Miss Sophia? Hypo.
Yeah.
And the lady came up and said, Hypo, who this woman? He said, can a man dance with his wife if he wants to? You said this our juke joint. And the little black man at the piano, he closed the piano and said, time to go. Y'all know Queen of Fool. I know some of the white folks listening saying, what the hell is that lady talking about? If you follow this network, Queen is an actress and she likes to ad-lib, sings from movies during the live. So don't pay me no mind. And if you'd like to see the Queen in a movie, please check out Dolly Parton's last movie, Mountain Magic Christmas. You can say, that's the Queen, baby. That's the Queen. I watch her YouTube channel. Thank you very much. I was an extra. But back to the story at hand. What the hell was I saying? What was I talking about? I'm getting old.
That sheriff and plus Tucson.
Fuck that sheriff. Fuck that sheriff and fuck Pima County. I don't give a damn about none of them folks. Like somebody came to the chat and said, where is Nancy Guthrie?
No kidding.
You know, all jokes aside, this is a scary situation. I'm not going to play any more Brian in. If you'd like to check out the content, it was uploaded 4 hours ago. Sheriff not talking to Nancy Guthrie's family acknowledges frustration according to reports. The problem we have with the sheriff is that he is known to be a liar. And one thing I have told you all about a liar, you cannot trust a liar. People who lie, they've been lying a long time. You're talking about a 70-year-old man. More than likely, Sheriff Nino Brown has been lying since he was a young person. And that's his journey. That's not Queen's journey. And one thing I said, I put up on Facebook the other day because I was frustrated. I said, nothing worse than an old fool. Okay? Nothing worse than an old fool. And I think some people would agree with me. You can be a lot of things in life, but to be old and foolish, you know what I'm saying? You've lived long enough, you ought to know better. Sheriff is getting his payback. And this goes back to what I was trying to explain to you all in my live the other day. I said the universe was at work pertaining to Nancy Guthrie. God was trying to show you all something. That, yes, we have an elderly person missing, but I want to show you something. And that's where Nino Brown and Pima County comes to light. God was trying to show you, yeah, there's an elderly lady missing. Yeah, there's some crooked cutthroat out here that got rid of her. But I also want to show you what's wrong with the sheriff's department. Come on, preach, boy. I got to show you something. I've been waiting on this moment to show you how dirty this sheriff is. And I couldn't do it no other way until Nancy went missing. Woo! Chills up my spine. Although it was in the making with Sergeant Cross and the other lady who he had crossed with his dirty ways, but when Nancy went missing, it put a spotlight on the sheriff's department and Nino Brown. And now the cat is out of the bag, and there's no going back. And see, I'm going to tell you this too. There probably will be some more dirty business pertaining to the sheriff's department, because this is what happens when one cat is let out. Another cat comes out. And that's why Sheriff was mad at the FBI years ago when one of his comrades, employees, was accused of assault. SA. He knew, I don't want them looking, because that's when the FBI will find other things. Come on, Queen. So he held now. He don't want them looking for Nancy Guthrie and helping. 4 days in, FBI don't know nothing, ain't giving nothing. He playing duck, duck, goose with the FBI because he had a problem with the FBI years beforehand. And like I told you all before, the sheriff didn't have no business having a problem with the FBI. The FBI was just doing their fucking job as they are supposed to. The fuck you get mad at the FBI for because one of your guys likes taking the cookie? Allegedly. That ain't got nothing to do with the FBI. That's a Pima County problem. That ain't an FBI problem. So here comes Nancy Guthrie missing. He like, oh shit, here we go. Here they come. Here they come. Now they getting ready to jump back. Hello, Heidi. Here they come. They getting ready to jump back in. I don't want the FBI here. Because guess what? Guess what, Nino Brown? They said you was investigated. Uh-huh. And I'd like to know why, Sheriff, you was investigated and you got a pass. That's why you don't like the FBI. Because you know there's crooked business. And with law enforcement, like any other type of company, entity, there are improprieties. As you will see here in Knoxville, Tennessee, we got some people on the radar that work for the sheriff's department under investigation for fraud in the narcotics division. 8 years in, we're just not hearing about this information. Sheriff spending shit on monies and things he didn't have no business. 8 years. It is 2026. Why are we just not hearing about this here in Knoxville, Tennessee? That's what I'm trying to tell you. That there are a lot of people doing shit they ain't got no business. It's only a matter of who's gonna find out. So we know why Sheriff don't want the FBI in his playhouse. Because he knows if they dig up one thing, they'll find something else. And I'm just going to say for the record, it's a personal problem. I could care less. Because if you're doing wrong and you're supposed to be serving the people, you should be found out. That's the bottom line. Now we got an 84-year-old missing. The family acting crazy, talking about they don't want nobody to talk. I got a problem with that. I got a problem with the fact that the other brothers and sisters aren't talking to the news. They ain't never searched for the woman. I got a problem with all of that. I got a problem with that. Because that looks like people working a narrative. When you start telling people to be quiet, you're working a narrative. And that don't look good. And as I told you all in one of my shorts that's got a few little views, please go in the queue and check them out. The one person that none of you all have focused on is Savannah Guthrie. And some of you are going to say, Queen, where you going now? Oh, no, you know how Queen rock, baby. I don't leave a stone unturned. You all been focusing on Tommaso and Annie. But what if this Savannah good girl is behind the disappearance of her mother? And some of you gonna say, "Well, damn, Queen, what you saying? Well, why would she do this?" Attention, loneliness, depressed. Maybe her job is in jeopardy. And I'm not here to point the finger at any of these Guthrie kids. Let me make that clear. But what I'm saying is what I say on this network all the time. You don't know people. You don't know the temperament of man, woman. You don't know the secrets that people carry. You don't know that people really don't like their friends, family, co-workers, neighbors. You know, you're a human. I know I'm talking to somebody right now in the chat. Maybe there's somebody out here you really don't like, but you ain't told them to their face. I don't like you, but I'm tolerating your ass. But I don't like you. And it might be their own brother, their own sister, their own mother. And let me talk to you about hate before I check out of here. Man has been hating his own brother since Cain and Abel. So don't try to get new on Queen like it don't happen and you know it happens. Don't think a mother can't hate her child. Don't think a child can't hate his mother. And don't think that a person can't be psychotic enough to get their mama gone for attention, or they tired of dealing with her, or she ain't giving them what they want. She got money, so they think, I need what you got, old lady. Why you won't give it to me? I'm your child. I deserve it. You see, all bets are off when it comes to this case because we don't know the Guthries. And that's the one thing they are showing us now that it's been reported. They don't want you to know who they are. If I'm lying, correct me. Correct me. Savannah, Cameron, Annie, Tommaso. Why you don't want nobody talking to your mother's friends, the little ladies that were going to church with her, supposed to meet up with your mother? What the fuck is the problem? Because now I'm looking at all of you all sideways. And I can do that because I'm Queen. And I'm of the flesh. I'm human. Because this don't look good. Your mother is gone. And it don't look like she's coming back. And you got the nerve to tell her friends, I don't want you to say anything to the public. I don't want you talking to news reporters. But, oh, baby, a blonde-haired lady by the name of Miss Serper, she decided to come on out and speak to OK Magazine or whoever it is. And I want to know, Miss Serper, you can call Queen anytime. I'm up, baby. I'm up like night bright, light bright. You can hit me on IG, Devon XL. I want to know why you all of a sudden decided to speak about Nancy Guthrie after they done said they don't want nobody to talk about their mama. Ding, ding, ding. So, Miss Serpa, Did you come out because you heard this? Or you had already talked to OK Magazine or whoever before the Guthries put out this statement? You say you've known Mrs. Guthrie for 12 years. How did you know her? How did you meet her? When was the last time you talked to her? Because, you know, some people will jump on the bandwagon to get their 5 minutes of fame for attention. And I'm not here to hate on her, but you know, Queen don't trust nobody. So long as you got 2 feet, hell no, I don't trust you. I just want to get some understanding. So, Savannah, Cameron, and Queen gonna ask you something. You don't want nobody talking about your mama, which I think is strange. Ain't nothing even on the ground searching for her. You got her house still up, open, like she lived there, but she ain't there. Now we hear from Mr. Nino Brown. Y'all don't want to talk to him. Y'all in y'all feelings. Y'all mad. You ain't done no formal interviews together. Savannah's been the only one to talk to hold a carpet, which is suspect to me, without a brother and sister. See, Queen, whoa. I smell bullshit. Now, somebody gonna say, well, Queen, you know, everybody navigates differently, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear that. My mama missing, daddy missing. I'm out here gangster. Do you hear me? I'm knocking on doors. I'm putting up flyers. I'm talking to NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox, Court TV, Law and Crime. I'm on Facebook, IG. I'm anywhere I can be seen about mine. And I ain't getting ready to tell nobody, you can't talk about my mama. Because, see, that's probably where the truth lies. Nancy Guthrie's friends. Because just because she was 84 doesn't mean she didn't confide in her friends. You're going to do that until you leave here. And I got a feeling she told her friends something about her life, her children, her finances. And they know this. And they're worried that these friends might sit up in front of the news camera and tell something that ain't supposed to be told. And what might that be? Because we heard this about a month ago from somebody that went to a certain YouTuber and told that their relative was in Virginia, allegedly, and overheard a conversation between Nancy Guthrie and this certain person where she was saying she was wondering why, allegedly, Savannah and, I almost said Anita, Annie, got issues, why they don't get along. Is that true, Savannah Guthrie? You and Annie really don't get along? Because let me tell you something I heard the other night, and it was on a podcast. I can't remember whose podcast it was, but this is something my mama used to say to me as a child. It kind of goes something like this. Mama used to say growing up about men, the quiet ones make the most noise. Okay? Stay worried about it. That's what my mama used to say, God rest her soul. The quiet ones make the most noise. So the other night when I was listening to this nonsense pertaining to Nancy Guthrie and other true crime, this man said it's the quiet one that you should be worried about. He's the most dangerous. I thought about that. He said it's the quiet one that is the most dangerous. Hello, loudmouth, thank you. He said, I'm concerned about the quiet one. And I want you all to think about what the Queen is saying. Because just like my personality, people may come into the chat and say, oh, she's a little boisterous, she's a little loud, she's probably a hellraiser, she'll probably, shoot up the club. No. No. Don't get it twisted now. Don't get it twisted. See, I'm trying to show you something. You see, the person that you think is the loud mouth, as we have in the chat, that's probably the person that ain't gonna do nothing. Come on, preach, Queen. And a lot of you get that misconstrued. You be out in the street, the club, the job, and you hear people talking, and you say, "Oh my God, he's so loud. Oh my God, he's a troublemaker." Well, define trouble. Define trouble, you see. Because one thing we've learned about a lot of people who are boisterous, have a loud tone, they wouldn't hurt a fly because talk is cheap. And if you ever had a mama or daddy who would give you old school advice, they probably told you that talk is cheap. You got to put that shit on paper, baby, to make it valid. Put it on paper. It's the quiet one you need to be worried about. Not the loudmouth, not the drunk, not the person seeking attention, validation. It's that quiet one you need to be aware of. And that's Nancy Guthrie. You see, quiet people tend not to voice their inner feelings. They don't tell you that they're angry, they're bitter, they're lonely, they're depressed, they're vengeful, they're envious, they're jealous. Okay? Okay? You see, it's the quiet one that's usually the one that makes the news, becomes a Dateline story, an Oxygen story. Come on, somebody, say amen in the chat. That's who makes the news, the quiet one. What have you always heard when it came to mass shootings? He didn't bother nobody. He was very quiet. He was a good kid, a good student. Oh my gosh. All he would do was sit in the lunchroom by himself, or the guy at the job at Walmart that everybody thought was quiet, never raised hell, never got angry. One day he decided to go to the job and bloop, 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 put everybody down. See, Queen trying to tell you something because I'd have lived. It's that quiet one is who the fuck you need to be watching. Not no loudmouth, not nobody that seems crunk. Baby, don't worry about them. You worry about the person that's been bullied, the person that you know has been mistreated, the one that seems awkward, the one that seems like a nerd, the one that won't bring up their voice because they're scared. They're worried about what people think. That's the one you need to be leery of. Because when he or she decides to pop off, they gonna go big. And perhaps that is what we have here with Nancy Guthrie. And like I said, I don't want to point the fingers at any of her children or distant relatives, but this case is off to me. And when my spirit tells me that something is off, it's because it is. And I ain't never been wrong about nothing I feel off about, to my knowledge. You got people don't want nobody to talk. We got a guy who got detained by the sheriff who says he got arrested with one of the Guthrie relatives that he pretends he don't know and don't know nothing about. Anybody paying attention? We got all these videos popping up about Savannah doing all the talking about her sister relationship and how they're 1-on-1, they're neck to neck, but I know better. That neck to neck shit is bullshit. That's Savannah's version. Let me talk to Annie and get her version of how she feels about Savannah and how she feels about Nancy Guthrie, Cameron Guthrie. I want to know how these kids feel about one another. And that's somebody was saying on a podcast recently. You can grow resentment over time. Because remember what they told us? These girls stayed behind after the father died and took turns staying with the mother on the weekends in college. So that means these girls didn't really have a weekend life in college because they were pampering Nancy Guthrie. And by the time Nancy probably got secure in herself, her children were fucking grown. Anybody paying attention? And who's to say somebody was not harboring resentment? I want to fly. I'm a bird. I don't want to be in this house on the weekend with no old lady. And now, guess what? Come on, Queen, bring it on home. Because my plane getting ready to land. What are the odds that all that taking care of Nancy Guthrie through college, you right back there doing it right now and you grown? What you got to say about that, Sue?
Right on.
Do you see how life can take you back to where you came from? You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
They were taking care of Nancy Guthrie when they were just 18, 19. And what are the odds? You 40-something, 50-something, you still doing it. You ain't. Flew the coop. And that's what people don't understand about growth. You can't be better if you don't grow. One went to become famous at NBC. The other one's still behind. Maybe possibly playing catch up. And maybe that one is resentful. I'm still here. I ain't making no money. Ain't got no money. My sister wealthy. She's well-to-do. She living house to hall up there in New York. I'm still driving some beat-up-ass Honda truck. My husband's a school teacher. We ain't making no money. We can't take trips. We ain't going to Europe. We ain't going over here. We ain't going to France. We ain't doing shit. And how do we know the mother ain't told her, you need to catch up with Savannah? Hello? You need to catch up, homegirl. See, we don't know the dynamics between these kids and their mother. We don't know really what Nancy was about. And I'm not trying to wish death on Nancy Guthrie, but what I'm trying to tell you is, for all I know, Nancy Guthrie was a hard nose. She might have favored her children. She might have put one child over the other one, and one became resentful. And that's the one thing that people don't like to tell the truth about, is the fact that they favored the child over another child. And you've heard people say, oh, John's my favorite. That's my good boy. Stay woke, everybody. And that's a terrible place to be in when you want to be accepted in the world. You want to love your parents, but your parents care more about their other children. And we have seen it before. Women can favor the children, and the children can have the same father, but the mother will favor one child over her other child. Maybe she likes the dark hair versus the redhead kid, vice versa. And then don't get it twisted now. God forbid mama was in there and had other baby daddies. And maybe one of the baby daddies, things were terrible. Now she don't like that kid. So now she mistreats that child because of his or her father. You see, let me tell you something. If I was to ever sit on this live stream and really tell you some things personally, it would draw water from your eyes. And the first thing you would say is, damn, Queen, that's fucked up. And then the flip side, you might say, I can see how you're a hard nose. Because you see, you don't know the journeys that people have had in life. You don't know the life that people have had. what they had to endure as a child and adult to bring them to where they are today. This is why we all act and talk differently, because of our childhood, because of how we've had to live. So everything I talk about on this network pertaining to child abuse, SA, I got a story. I can understand. And maybe before I leave this earth, I might share the stories on my network. Of course, I had a source once say, don't tell everything on YouTube. Not a good idea. And I understand that because some things you need to keep private. But what I'm trying to make you all understand is that life is an illusion. You see, and I've seen this before in true crime court cases. A woman could have 3 children and be married. She could be abused by her husband. She could unalive her husband or be accused of unaliving her husband. And they will bring up the 3 children and ask, how were you treated by your mom, dad? How did your father treat your mother? You will possibly have 2 to 3 different versions of how the father treated the mother. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? 2 children may say, my father was nice. He was kind. Then another child may say, hell yeah, he used to beat my mama. So who do you believe? Do you believe the 2 children, or do you believe the one that says the father was a wife beater? You see, life is about perception. What I think, you don't think. What I see, you don't see. What I hear, you don't hear. It's just like the age-old thing about telling a story. I tell you a story and tell you to repeat it right back, same way I told it to you. Can you do it? Probably not. You're going to add a and, a the, a this, a that, a cuss word. See where I'm going? But that's not how I told you the story. Everything's about perception. And in the end, everything you are worth is your word. You're not worth nothing but your word. You can't be known to tell the truth. You ain't hitting on SHIT. And I got a feeling everything I've just mentioned is relevant in this Nancy Guthrie case. Somebody's not telling the truth to how they are. And that's expected because nobody wants to tell we really don't get along as children. We don't get along with our mother, or our mother don't get along with us, or our mother favored one kid over the other, or there's financial obligations that one don't want to participate, be involved in. And something that some of you need to understand is that Nancy Guthrie's house is still there without Nancy Guthrie. Somebody has to be responsible for her home. Who is that person? Who does that burden lie upon? Somebody came in the chat a month ago and said the house is in Cameron's name. I don't know if that's true. I don't do no digging. But let's hypothetically say Cameron owns the house. Well, what you got to ask yourself is Cameron lives all the way on the East Coast. He's paying the taxes on that house. So, long story short, somebody said, same person, Queen, taxes ain't been paid. And that was a month or so ago. Put it on paper. Who is responsible for Nancy Guthrie's house? Because that woman is not there, and I doubt she's coming home. So somebody's got to pay the taxes. Somebody's got to pay the water. Somebody's got to pay the light bill. Somebody's got to pay the heat and air. Who is that person? Because I think that's where the truth lies, is who's responsible for Nancy Guthrie's house. And I can bet you whoever works at the tax office the light bill company, they got a real nice story that they can spin. And I bet you somebody's told them not to talk. How much you want to bet? I hope so, sweetheart. I hope the new sheriff will have Summer Wells' case. Anything else you want to say, Sue?
No, I just been listening to you. I like listening
Well,
to you.
do you have anything you like to iterate? I iterate on what I've said about Nancy Guthrie and her kids, and what Brian Eaton had to say about the sheriff not talking to them now.
Well, I just hope they find her, but I got a feeling it's family ties together, and this.
So you think one of her children unalived her?
No, I think one of the family members are all tied into this.
Like what? Explain.
Getting rid of her.
So you think one of her kids did it?
Well, I think that one of them were tied in, and they hired.
They hired somebody. Okay, a hit.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I said what I said about the DNA being found possibly in her room. If that's where officials found DNA, that's going to be a problem, because you have already told us that what you do have is expected of people who dealt with Nancy Guthrie.
Yeah, I know.
So how's that going to pan out? You go test this DNA. It's like you're really going back to what you've already told us. Oh, well, the DNA we tested, it's from the same people who we cleared. See where I'm going?
Yep. The only thing that really got me with the ties with the family is they took her car, Annie's car, for quite a long time.
Yeah. And the fact that the sheriff said they weren't going to implicate, they weren't going to clear nobody when the story first broke, and then he changes it and tells everybody, don't harass them, don't say bad things about them, da 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 da. So he was eating his own words.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat wants to know who, as far as I guess one of the kids. Well, she ain't got the 3 kids, so take a pick.
Well, Annie and Tomato, or whatever they call him.
Tomas.
Sometimes they call him Tomato. Some people.
Queen has not. Queen has not done tomato. What you want, a tomato or a tomato? I want a Nino Brown. I want a Nino Brown sandwich.
BLT.
I want short legs hanging off the bread. Let me stop for people say, "Now, Queen, now that's not nice." I'm just calling a spade a spade.
Yeah.
This case is looking like the same nonsense with Summer Wells. What did he say in that commentary I played earlier? Oh, I don't talk to TBI or the sheriff's office. I let my private investigator talk to talks on my behalf. Now, this case, same thing. Oh, I ain't talking to the Guthries. The Guthries ain't talking to me, says Brian. Why not? You know it's going to be really sad if one of these kids hurt their mother. Hired somebody to hurt their mother, either for ransom or whatever reason. Because I'm going to tell you something that I still have heard nothing about.
I know.
The fact that detectives went to Circle K on a Saturday. This was one Saturday. This was 1 week later, almost a week to the day. On a Saturday night, they went to Circle K for CCTV footage, gathering evidence. I promise you, I was up like a crackhead that day, watching everything about an update. And as I watched them go to Circle K, it was shortly after that a video comes up. They were towing Nancy's fucking truck. And it was dark 30 outside. You hear me?
Yep.
It was still light when they went to Circle K. It was starting to get dark. When dark 30 came, Nancy Guthrie's truck was on the stretcher. So I'm trying to figure out, what is Nancy's truck doing up on the stretcher, if that was her truck, or maybe it was the daughter's truck, because they're both dark, I believe. So I stand corrected if it was the daughter's truck, because I think she has a dark Honda, and hers is a Subaru, a blue one. So let me say this thing, because I'm going to stand corrected. If that wasn't Nancy's car on the stretcher, which I thought it was, it's still suspicious that they're towing either one after leaving Circle K.
Yep.
That's the first thing I thought was when I saw the truck, because I think I know a Subaru from a Honda. I said, what are they doing with Nancy's car? I said, this don't make no sense. They just left the Circle K. Do they think her truck was at the Circle K? And that's what I always thought months ago. I said, oh, they must have seen her truck at the Circle K. Why are they towing it?
They probably did. They've probably seen it on camera or something.
Now, before we leave, think about what you just said.
Okay.
They saw Nancy's truck, hypothetically, at the Circle K. But yet she's missing and nobody knows it yet.
Yeah.
So who's driving Nancy's truck in the wee hours? Huh?
Annie and
Exactly. Or the perpetrator.
yeah.
Now, theory 2. If it was the Honda that was seen at the Circle K and it was in the wee hours, why were you up in the wee hours at the Circle K? Because see, we don't even have a timeline on this alleged video footage that led the detectives to the Circle K.
Yep.
Wow. Summer Wells. So I'm going to start with Nancy, then Summer. Do you think this case with Nancy Guthrie will be solved before this year is out?
I don't know. I hope so.
Okay. Do you think anybody that was detained has dealings with Annie, Cameron, or Tommaso? Those two guys that were detained, do you think they know them?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't
which
know.
one?
They weren't the band guys in the band, so
Which one?
neither one I don't think were in that band playing.
No, but what I'm saying is, do you think the two guys that got detained, one was, in a small town, he lived with his girlfriend's family or wife's family, and then there was Luke Daly, he lived with his mother. Do you think any one of them know Annie and Tommaso?
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Derek Colella, the one that was calling Annie and Tommaso about the Bitcoin, do you think they know him?
Oh yeah. There's something to that too.
Okay. Okay.
And
Do
why
you?
would they call him for that?
But not Savannah, she's the one with the money. I've always said that.
Yeah.
Do you think one of these kids will be arrested?
I think I do.
Okay. You said you do. Do you think her body will ever be recovered?
No.
Okay. And that's why I know it's an inside job, because a stranger has no reason, one, to take your body out of your house. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you watch a lot of true crime stories, the only time bodies were taken out is because the perpetrator knew the victim. There's no reason for a stranger to take you out of your house. For what? That's extra weight to be carrying around and worrying about being found, caught. It's stupid. All right, Summer Wells, do you think there will be a resolution soon?
Yeah. I don't know. I wish.
Do you think her parents are involved in her disappearance and or unaliving?
Oh, yes,
Do you think Summer Wells is deceased?
yes,
Do you think Nancy Guthrie is deceased?
yes,
Do you think Summer Wells is discarded near her home?
I do.
Do you think somebody else knows about Summer Wells being deceased?
Oh, yes.
Who?
Lots of people.
Who?
Just those people up on that hill. I think they know something.
Yes, loudmouth. I agree with you. So who knows something? Because you know their house is up on the hill. You can't even see their house from the road. You know we've been there. You can't see their house.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I thought about? I thought about us going to Rogersville next month, and maybe we should sit down with Don Wells. Maybe I should feed him. You know, I don't think he minds a black person spending money on him.
I don't think they'll talk to us.
You know why? Because he'll say, "I know about you. You talk bad about me on YouTube. I don't want no NIGGER money, but you don't mind buying dope from the black man." I said that.
Ain't that the truth?
I said that. Loudmouth says they don't think that the Summer Wells case is solved anytime soon.
She don't think it'll be solved anytime soon.
And that's another sad situation of reward money that got messed up because of all that nonsense with the YouTubers and all that. No reward now for her. There's a reward for Nancy Guthrie, 1.2 million. Still nobody's talking for 1.2 million. This is why you know this is inside. When you don't have anybody talking, it's because somebody on the inside can't claim the money, and that's how I look at it. Come on with it, Coin.
Me too.
Uh-huh. Because people will turn on you for $2, $5. You want me to be nobody will sell you out for $1.2 million? Come on now.
I sure would.
1.2 million, a person would sell their mama, their brother, their cousin, their sister, their neighbor. That's why I tell you there's bullshit in these cases. Because the dollar has been too high for a person not to say, yes, I know something. Even if, hell, they participated. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Well, maybe we should send Don a message. You want to send him a message? Tell him Queen won't take you out to eat.
If you can get a hold of them, get on Facebook.
Loudmouth says, I don't think they'll solve it because everything has shifted too much, and even the grandmother has allowed to leave the state right after the baby went missing. And we didn't talk about Grandis much during the live. Where is Grandis? As you know, she didn't like that name that YouTubers gave her, Grandis.
He's up in Wisconsin somewhere.
But I'm saying, where is she and why hasn't she been talking?
I don't know. She ran after Summer went missing. Well, I don't know. I don't think she's coming back either.
She don't have no reason to come back. She didn't do a good job raising Candace, the reason why we're here.
Yeah.
That's why I keep telling everybody this story is about 6 degrees of separation. Two individuals who had a jacked up life met, procreated, and did the same that was done to them. And as they always say, then there was none. And that's what people don't understand. The life of Don and Candace is a repeat of how they were raised and their poor decision making in life. And I'm not here to perfect to be a perfect person. I've made many mistakes in life. I've been around the worst of man. I've had my own demons. But there comes a point when you have to grow the fuck up. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have to say to yourself, I want better for myself. I want to make better decisions. I don't want to be a drug user. I don't want to be an alcoholic. I don't want to be a liar. I don't want to be a thief. I don't want to be defrauding people. I want to do better. And these two motherfuckers ain't made no decision to do better. All they have done is blame everybody and their mama for why the fuck Summer is missing and why the other 3 boys are gone. And it's unacceptable. And all you other YouTubers that were out there hee-hawing and wanting to talk to them and parade them around like they're damn beanie babies, you don't get no pass either. You just as motherfucking crazy and psychotic. Like minds. You just like the whales. That's why you uphold them. You a thug. You a fucking hillbilly thug. Just like them. I want to talk. Yeah. I always told you all I never want to talk to Don Wells because I don't fool with foolishness, but I might want to talk to him and tell him, why are you always having to use the word nigger? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Who you been calling a nigger?
I know, he says it a lot.
Nigger, 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 nigger. You must be talking about yourself. That shows me you don't even have respect for yourself. That you could go up on a YouTube channel and call people niggers. And of those of you who allowed Don Wells to come up on your panel calling people niggers, you just like him. I said that, now come for me. Because guess what? I can get real jiggy, baby. Everybody know Queen ain't what you want. I can touch down anytime. I don't got no problem. You want to get street? I can definitely get street. And anybody know how I rock what in Knoxville? I don't fear nothing and no one. Because what I know is that people like you are all talk. You're all talk, fluff. You ain't gonna do nothing. That's the whole purpose of getting up there on them YouTube channels and talking that foolishness and derogatory nonsense. It's because you don't like yourself. Loudmouth says, I'd love to have the entire Wells family interviewed again, including the grandmother. Want to hear from them. Well, 9818. Good luck with that, honey. Sugarfoot, she's probably up there shacked up with another old woman. Let me tell you something. When they did the first interview with Grandis, or they were showing her when she was talking about her daughter in another interview, I looked at her from behind. Grandis looked like a full-grown man. Do you hear me?
Yes, he does.
I looked at her and I said, Satan, what you trying to tell us? This a man. This ain't no good. That's why Candace is so hard and masculine. Grandis was masculine, is masculine, and she raised her girl child to be the same. Candace only looked like a female back when she was younger with long hair, but she probably still had masculine ways. And then she got Donnie Boy. I won't doubt that Don like men. Come on, preach, Queen. We got people with dual roles. Don is probably a bisexual, and Candace is a bisexual. Shut your mouth.
Yep.
Candace was a hater. She hated that little girl, I won't doubt. Pretty little girl, beautiful blue eyes. I'm looking at Don in the video earlier. Baby girl looked just like him. And you got to think about when people have self-hate, it's easy for them to just grow contempt for another person. Especially if he was doing things with her that's unsavory. She's jealous. Oh, she's pretty. My husband's desiring her in that way. I think this case may be similar to the Soto case in Florida. That mangy mutt knew that man was messing with her daughter, and she condoned it just to keep him in her company. I won't doubt she knew, could be, that Don was messing with Summer, and she was jealous, but she didn't say anything. You understand what I'm saying? And that's a terrible thing to think of a person sexually abusing a child. But Summer was a pretty girl for a child. She's a beautiful girl. Beautiful. And I could see how Candace could be jealous of her because Candace didn't take care of herself. She didn't keep her appearance up. And that's a choice. That don't have nothing to do with Queen or nobody else. That's a choice. That don't got nothing to do with me. You don't like yourself enough to comb your hair, keep your teeth clean, wear a bra. They make big girl bras. I got lots of them, Candace. So if you can buy crack and wine and beer, you can buy a bra. Checkmate.
Amen.
Hey, you know I keeps it real, baby. You can go to Dillard's, get your pretty bra, strap it on, dance around for Don, pretend to be his private dancer. And I'm telling you something I noticed when Chris Madonna went up there. First thing I said to myself, sweet Jesus, what am I watching? I'm looking at a woman dressed like a man with socks on, flip-flops, standing at this pond. And she with this older white man. What do they see in each other, Satan? Like minds. That's all. Oh my God, Haywood kept them toenails. You know you're a fool. I couldn't understand it. I said, she's sitting here talking about her daughter. Last time she was at this pond, she's sitting here with boy shorts, big t-shirt on, boom booms, looking like a grown man with breasts. And that would be a turn on to somebody who's bisexual. Because I don't understand a straight man, allegedly, liking a transgender person. That don't make no sense. We're going to talk about that next time. Shit, we're going to get gritty with it. How you going to pick up a transsexual, makeup, hair, boobs, but he got a penis? Make it make sense. That means you still desire what is known to be of a woman. You can't go pick a transgender person with boobs, makeup, but him got a wee-wee down there. Make it make sense. Because I've been trying to figure it out. It don't make no sense to Queen. I always say, well, if you know you like men, why don't you just go get a fucking gay man who's looking like a man? Why you gonna get one made up with a ponytail and makeup and breasts, fingernails, high heel shoes, but he got a penis? That don't make no sense. Have you ever thought about that, Sue?
Yeah.
I've been trying to figure it out for years and I don't understand it.
Well, I know Grandis is gay.
Yeah. It's obvious. She's like a man. Now, let me take this back. There are some women who are masculine, dress masculine, short hair, dress like a dude, but they actually like men. Because I know one lady right now. She's had children with men, but she dresses in tennis shoes, boy socks, t-shirts, but she like ding ding. So I better take that back.
Well, they're bisexual.
Okay, we'll say she's bisexual. We don't know. But I bet you she's living somewhere in a camper or an apartment with a girl.
I bet she is too.
Uh-huh. And I think if Candace wasn't with Don, I think she would be with a woman.
Yeah.
Or she would flim flam around like a wet fish. She'd go back and forth.
I think she already does go back and forth.
Yeah. Girl, you a fool. You a fool. You said she go back and forth. I'm telling you, that day I saw her standing there at that pond with that damn baseball cap and them boobs, I said, oh, Satan, you's a liar. This poor child, Summer, and these children, they was in Hell's Kitchen growing up with these fools. The mother walking around looking like a man, and the daddy, that's a whole nother subject. Let me ask you this. When the boys got put in foster care, why do you think they were put in foster care?
One of the reasons I feel that they was they were being sexually abused.
Okay. No perspective. No perspective. He's a fan. He be hanging on. Thank you, baby. You think they were sexually abused, the boys? You still saying that?
Yep. Candace and God.
You think Candace was essaying her boys?
Yeah.
Do you know I never thought about that much? It may have crossed my mind, but I can't remember because I just don't really focus on Summer's case in my mind. But she did like Hunter, I do believe, so that would not be far fetched.
Well, she made a comment, and I heard her out of her own mouth saying that she was afraid she was going to get
Thank you, no
essay
perspective.
charges.
Love you. Go ahead, baby.
Boys.
Go ahead.
From the boys' case.
She said that on a live stream?
Yes, I heard her.
Why would you say that about your own children? Unless you were doing something inappropriate.
He told one of the YouTubers.
That's not something a normal person would say. If I was thinking about DHS in my business, that would be the farthest thing I would think of DHS taking my children. Do you understand it? Even if I know my vices and I know I don't like kids, that's not something I would think DHS would take my kids. Why they would take my kids. Thank you, sweetie.
Yeah.
So sweet. So we got two alleged pedophiles, perhaps.
They were being abused in a lot of different ways.
I think they were, and that's what is so sad about this case is what you don't know. Everybody kept assuming it was Don doing something to the little girl, but one thing we've learned about those type of sadists, they are dual offenders, and a lot of people don't think about that. That there are men and women who abuse both sexes. That's what they do. Let me pull this down screen. Loudmouth says they got put in foster care because they were exposed to drug activities and living in very unsafe conditions. And the way Don held his son during the TV interview, it was disturbing. Yes, I did not like that. I felt like he was using his son for a prop. And you could see the son was uncomfortable. He's looking down at the ground because that really wasn't the place for a child to be. You have something to say about Summer Wells. You don't need your son in the interview.
No.
It's not like she was interviewing the son or they were interviewing the son and say, hey, son, what do you know? What did you see? And naturally, most people wouldn't want their children interviewed. I think the children, I don't care what nobody says, the children hold the key to what happened to Summer.
That's what I think.
Because they were the ones introduced as being in the house when she allegedly walked by them and went downstairs. So they can tell us the truth. Yeah, she walked by us. Yeah, no, she didn't. Hey, when mom came home, she didn't have Summer. She did have Summer. They can spread light on if that girl returned home with Candace Bly and Grants.
Yep.
And I think that's why we ain't really got no update. They don't want to tell us that the children made commentary about if the sister returned or not, because they would know. You know, when we went down there last year,
Mm-hmm.
I was scared a little bit because I didn't like the fact that we didn't have Wi-Fi and the fact that we're back there and it's mainly white people back there. You know, I love my white people. I love everybody. But I don't want to be nowhere where there ain't no black folks. That's just me. Because if some shit pop off, and I just didn't like being right there. I was nervous, parked down there at their house at the driveway, and you were down there complaining. And if we go back and listen to that video, that's the first fucking thing your ass said was, and they ain't take care of nothing down here on this bench. I said, oh my God. I said, when I went back and listened to that damn video, I said, that damn Sue. And they don't even care. Look, this stuff is old because they don't give a fuck. So I keep trying to tell people that. They don't care. If you don't care about yourself, how can you care about a kid? It's the same.
Yeah.
You wake up, you brush your teeth, you comb your hair. You don't do it to your baby? Make it make sense. Just like when you go out in public and you see people dolled up, but their children's hair ain't combed. And I see a lot of this with black people. The fucking kids' hair nappy, ain't combed. You know, Queen be ready to catch a fucking charge. I be wanting to say, bitch, why your baby hair ain't combed?
Yeah.
Why the fuck you walk around here with 15-inch fingernails, toes done, hair done, but your baby hair ain't combed? I don't like to see children's hair not fucking combed. Shit pisses me off.
Yeah.
Shit pisses me off. I don't want to see it on videos. I don't want to see it in TikTok, Facebook, in public. Comb your kids' hair or leave them inside. Stop bringing your children outside without their damn hair combed. Feel bad for those kids. I really do. I felt bad when I first covered this story. I came in 2 weeks late on the Summer Wells case, and I knew once I started looking at all the negative commentary, Facebook commentary, I knew. I said, this is going to be, I started getting flashbacks of the Cal City boys. I said, you start talking about this little white girl, you going to go into the lion's den. And that's exactly what happened. I ended up, getting involved with somebody that was on the ground trying to help Don Wells. And that person ended up being a motherfucking crazy person. And Queen, I don't put up that craziness. And I let him know I don't want to be involved in nothing crazy. I don't want to hear nothing. But I can tell it on this live because I don't give a fuck. He was calling this guy every night, Don Wells, talking about absolutely nothing pertaining to Summer Wells and all of that. Don Wells probably thinking, that damn big black woman, what she know? Baby, I'm everywhere.
Wow.
Queen everywhere. That's why I always tell everybody, you don't know who be talking to Queen about something. See, I'm not like other YouTubers that put everything out there because one, I ain't trying to get sued. But I know a little bit about 3 cases I've talked about personally because I've had inside information and I trust the sources that brought me the information. Especially with the Cal City boys. I believe everything that was told to me about them damn kids because I had an inside, viable, reliable source. And I'll never tell who the person is. And I don't care who don't like the fact that that person was talking to me. You didn't like it because you know what the person was telling me was the damn truth. And you trying to come for Queen and threaten me, I let you know in a live. You know Queen don't play. I told you, baby, I can fly to California and touch down in a hoodie and sit next to you on a park bench and you won't even know it's me. And I'll pull my hoodie off and tell you something you want to say to me. I don't give a fuck about no Crip. I don't give a fuck about you being no Crip, no Blood, no Latin Kings, baby. I done grew up around gangbangers. I know gangbangers personally. The Queen ain't what you want. I'm not intimidated like that. And see, that's what a lot of these psychopaths want. When people start talking, YouTubers, they want somebody timid. They want somebody that they think they can poke. You can't poke me. Because I can tell you now, you touch down on Tennessee soil, you getting ready to go back to California in a bag. Alabama, I say the same to y'all down there too. You didn't like Queen talking about your little girl? Well, you should have been watching your motherfucking kid, and she wouldn't have got kidnapped and unalived and strangled and drugged. Cupcake, I said it. Same thing with the baby down in Georgia. Stupid grandmama coming in my chat. You raised 2 murderers, and you want to come for Queen? You're a non-relevant motherfucking factor. See, you know you're doing your job when these enemies come in the chat and in your messenger trying to scare you. You can't scare Queen. Anybody that's been following me already know Queen ain't what you want. You can't put no motherfucking fear in me. Because had you been doing your fucking job, I wouldn't be talking about your fucking missing kid, missing grandkid. All of you cowards. And let me name you. April Thomas Cupcake, you a no-fit, ghetto-ass, ratchet-ass mama while your baby got kidnapped, strangled, and suffocated, thrown in a fucking dumpster. Cal City, same thing. Nasty ass, hood rat ass, crip gangbanger ass mama. The reason why your kids got adopted by 2 sadist people and they unalived them. Summer Wells, 2 ghetto ratchet hillbillies while your daughter missing, possibly dead. Did I leave anybody out?
No.
I can back it up, baby. You want to come for somebody? You want to blame somebody because you were unfit? You need to check yourself. Because you were unfit before Queen knew anything about your kid. So you can threaten me all day. I'll do this. I'll meet you at the gate. Let me tell you about how I rock. I will touch down. I'll meet you at the bus station. I'll meet you at wherever. Don't ever come for me. Don't ever threaten me. Don't do nothing. You're the reason your kid is gone. Ain't got nothing to do with me. You damn right I'm highly favored. Amen. You people have been looking for scapegoats because you know you didn't take care of your kids. You've been unfit. That's why you come on the channel in the chat playing mind games, coming up on my chat, trying to pretend to be this and that. You think Queen don't know who you are? Baby, I was born with the gift of discernment. And guess what? After every live stream, I slept like a baby. Because I'm highly favored. So you can jump in the Messenger, IG, tell me what you think of me, the channel. You don't like what I said about the baby daddy, baby mama. I don't give a fuck. You motherfuckers keep sending these minions trying to threaten people about what they saying on their YouTube channel. Kiss my black ass. How about that? Don't give a fuck about you and nobody else. Because had you people been taking care of these kids, we wouldn't be talking about you in the first damn place. You won't threaten me. And guess what? California. What you gonna do when the next baby come up with a broke ankle, broke leg. Who you gonna look for? Because that peasant ain't nothing but a menace. If she ain't turned her life around and found God, she's a menace. Oh, stinking rat. Sitting up here pushing out babies like they're Skittles. Yeah, I said it. Because that's what's wrong with these heathens. They just sit up here and have sex, different men pushing out babies. Then next thing you know, you're hearing these stories about the children being abused, sexual abuse. They beat up, they burn. And then when people start talking about it, making videos, now you want to come threaten them. Oh, don't be talking about my grandbaby. Don't be talking about me. I ain't done da. And kick rocks. I'll talk about you as long as I want to. Thank you, sweetheart. You can't get mad at Queen because you unfit. And that's what these stupid ass parents don't understand. You're so worried about what the fuck somebody's saying on YouTube like Don Wells. That's the reason why you in the trouble you in. You're sitting here worried about YouTube. Oh, I don't like what they're saying. Oh, they've been mean to me. Oh. Who told you not to be watching your kid for your kid to get missing? And more than likely, you probably did do something to that little girl. May have been human trafficking or unalived her. I don't know what the hell's going on out there in the holler, but I know when you came to YouTube, you showed me your true colors. As soon as you start calling people niggers, I already knew what time of day it was. I already knew what time of day it was. I said, how you gonna call people niggers and your baby missing? What does a nigger have to do with your baby missing? Nothing. You think I didn't know it was you or that Benny motherfucker jumping up here on my panel saying nasty shit? Yeah, I know it was you. You dirty motherfucker. But guess what? Queen is still queen. I live good, smell good, and I sleep good. I ain't got the sheriff knocking at my motherfucking door. I don't got TBI knocking at my door. How about that? Ain't nobody knocking at Queen's door talking about a missing baby. So you get up here and cry all day about what YouTube did and, oh, they turned on me. Same thing with Sebastian Rogers. That's a whole nother bag of marbles. Couldn't wait to go to YouTube. And all you dirty motherfuckers that allowed the stepfather to get up on your panel, I say it to your face. You know Queen don't care. You dirty too. You are cut from the same damn cloth. You too busy wanting a like and a view, but let me tell you about them likes and views. They stop at some point. The story gets old and dead. And you ain't got no other content because you done rolled the ride beating the dead horse about a missing kid. See, ain't nobody like Queen. Because I talk about everything on my network. Very reason why I don't want to talk about death every day. You see. You all just using these stories for likes and views, donations. But guess what? As I always tell people, don't get mad because guess what? That's the hustle of YouTube. You got people that make way more money than Queen. They make more money than I do every month. And you all sending them super chats, donations. Do you see where I'm going? If I told you what I make from YouTube a month, most of you'll say, I don't even know why you go live. It ain't even enough to pay a light bill. I keep it real over here. Because somebody needs to know the truth, what it's about on these networks. Folks getting $200,000, $300,000, 200,000 views, 300,000 views on a video, and y'all giving them super chats, $20, $30, $40, $100. You sending them cash apps, all of that. And I don't even make $100 a month. Yeah, I'm saying it now. Just like I was telling one of my other YouTube friends, he does good work, Chris Thorns. And people won't even watch the videos. Don't even watch the videos. And he works hard for his work. So,
Yes,
go to bed.
I'm listening.
Yeah, well, I'm going to cut it short. But the point I'm trying to make is that YouTube is a hustle. Bottom line. It does not matter if you're talking about decorating, how to sew a quilt. It's a hustle. And YouTube benefits from your content with the ads. And that's what all of you all need to understand about YouTube. You either like us or you don't. But I'm going to tell you the truth. Don't put your faith in nobody. Put your faith in God. Because you don't know us and we don't know you. And people need to understand this hustle up here. It's just a hustle. There are some of us who are genuine about what we talk about. There's some of us who are not. And there's some people out here who make a lot of money talking about true crime, and they don't give a damn about any of these kids or these missing people. And I'm just keeping it real. Like, share, subscribe. Drop your comments below this video. Help this video fit the algorithm. Follow me on Instagram, Newsbreak. I'm on the Newsbreak app where I give commentary. I want to thank you all who put me at 16,500 plus subs. And I want to thank the people on Newsbreak because I have a lot of people who watch me over there, and they are all over the world, and they show me mad love. I've got videos now that are getting the just due because I don't get that respect over here. But those people over there at Newsbreak, they show me mad love. I've got one video pertaining to, I believe it's Nancy Guthrie. It's almost at 80,000 views. Wow. Yeah, they watch me over there. The people, they comment because we're talking about people everywhere, all over the world, United States, that are following Newsbreak. So download the app on your phone, iPad, put in the Vault Excel, and listen to my commentary, updates, posts. I want to thank those people because I tell them to come over here to YouTube and follow me over here, Instagram. And I do the same here. And it just shows you that going to different platforms, I get a better response, better in other places. Also on Google. I have more people who follow me on Google. I'm in the millions on Google. And Google over there don't pay me shit. That's just me showing you where I went to Walmart, when I took a picture and went to a nightclub or a restaurant. And of course, Google owns that and YouTube, but Google don't pay us for the views on our pictures on the Google app. And I'm in the millions versus YouTube and Newsbreak. The shit is ridiculous. One picture, we're talking about millions of views. Christmas lights. Make it make sense. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $DeAngie129 Cash App. Stickers and chats are welcome in the live stream. I want to thank my mod, Lisa. Thank you, Sue, for joining us tonight. Sue wants to go to Rogersville in June. She'll let me know if she's able to travel there. And we won't tell you if indeed we're going to Rogersville. You'll see it only when the video is uploaded to the YouTube queue. As for safety reasons, I'm not going to tell you when I'm going live in Rogersville, Tennessee, for common sense reasons. Thank you for joining me. Like, share, subscribe. Hit that like button. Follow my community page where I give updates pertaining to breaking news. This commentary is pertaining to Summer Wells. Where is the case? Why is this child still missing? Is she deceased? Is she alive? The new sheriff that will be inducted in the summer, will he do a better job? Will we get more updates? And will there be progress? And that also goes for the kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie. What is going to become of this case with this lady? Who took her? Why? Is it family involved? Is it an outsider? Is it somebody that knows her? The fact now the sheriff says the family's not talking to him. It's what I told you in the beginning. What I told you recently. God had a plan. He wanted to show you all what Pima County is made of. And I really hate to say this, I almost feel like there was a reason for Nancy Guthrie to end up where she ended up, because God had a plan. He said, I want to show you something. And he used this sad tragedy to show you what's going on with the sheriff's department. And I think there's going to be more to come out pertaining to this sheriff's department and Sheriff Nino Brown. There's more to this story. You can best believe that. And I won't doubt the FBI will be on the ground in Pima County, and it won't be about Nancy Guthrie. It'll be about fraud and illegal behaviors of Sheriff Nanos and possibly other law enforcement. Thank you for your time. You've been listening to the Volunteer. Thank you, Linda.